Welcome back for the final race of the Duckling Derby here for the Final Fantasy Randomizer. I'm Caleb. I'm joining the booth with the illustrious Sonny Wrath. How are you doing, Sonny?
Doing quite well. I'm definitely looking forward to this seed, especially with the runners having two forced white mages.
Yes, so race 4 of the Duckling Derby, we sort of take the gloves off and we see how the Ducks can react to a lot of uncertainty. We force 2 classes with this flag set, and fate would have it double white mage with the start. We also have some interesting things going on with these flags. We're going to see a required war mech, so we're not going to have much need for those bless RNGs when we find the Bridge of Destiny. Our double white mage party is going to have to find a war mech and get through it somehow. We don't know if we're going to get a low level fade. We've got 3 loose items. We have a Moss Immune and a Power Gauntlet in the pool to kind of help balance things out. We do have incentivized Ice Cave, Castle Ordeals, and a March Cave. There is no free canal, so our runners are going to have to find that if they're going to break out the Inner Sea without the canoe or floater. We also have a flag that we don't see very often lately, but the Better Trap Treasure will improve the treasure items that fall into the boxes guarded by spike tiles. So that puts a lot of emphasis on checking boxes that we wouldn't normally check when digging for progression items.
Yes, and something else you will see is a lot of the towns, including Canaria, are not going to be in their normal locations because we do have Town Shuffle on for this. So who knows for sure what towns they're going to find in which locations.
The Town Shuffle could prove really treacherous with this double white mage. If we don't get an early sweeper in Canaria for those black mages or an early fade, we might have Provoca and Elfland locked behind the airship. The other thing worth noting with these flags, Sonny, is we have an alternate final boss and a shortened version of the Temple of Fiends Revisited. How do you feel about that?
I mean, if we get the right one, we're going to see 3 war mechs from each runner because the alt final boss has a fun little pool that it can pull from. And there are 4 different ones, if I recall correctly. There's Carrie and Tiamat. There's Warmech and Friends, and that's 2 Warmechs and 6, I want to say Badmen, might be Evilmen. There's the Undead Party Pack, which are 2 Liches and 5 Phantoms. And then there's Chaos and Friends, and that's Chaos and 8 Garlands.
Yes, and they all share a sprite, so you don't know which one is Chaos. Another thing worth mentioning, we don't have an early ordeals turned on for this flag, so that crown, when we find it, will lead to a key item at Astos, as well as allowing entry into the ordeals location. And I'm going to go ahead and kick our runners free if you want to talk about our enemy scaling and XP scaling here.
Absolutely. So our enemy scaling, regular enemies are going to be 67% to 150%, which really isn't all that bad. The boss scaling, though, is 43% to 230%, meaning that the bosses, Warmech included, could have more than double their HP. The EXP scaling is a flat double, and gold is plus 100, and the progressive scaling for this is 200% at 12 key items. So that double will then double again after the runners find their 12 key items. Now, the encounter rates are definitely going to be meriting as to who can find hero runs and stuff like that, because the overworld encounter rate is just 0.8, but the dungeon encounter rate is its standard 1.0. In the white magic shop for level 1, though, we see life 2 and wall just right off the bat. And black magic, well, we see ice 3, so that's really nice to find.
So ice 3 is going to help the black mage and any red mages that we have down there on Chaos of Blue. Ice 3 will help get rid of Garland, but the early life 2 being white locked is going to kind of keep our interest on whether or not we dan those white mages yet. Might get rid of at least one of them, but if Provoca falls early with the with Fade being in that shop, it's going to be interesting.
Now, Wall also being in the first slot means that it is Red Mage learnable as well. So you can have 3 characters in the case of Kalsubalu that are able to cast Wall, which is really, really nice off the start.
Mm-hmm. So what do we got? We got Groggy Dog already in the Temple of Fiends, clearing through some boxes.
Definitely a good play, because you never know if you're going to find a loose item here.
Mm-hmm. Especially with 3 in the pool.
Picking up a silver helmet, that is going to be pretty nice armor for the fighter itself.
And we get our first look here.
So Garland getting hit with 1 Ice 3 for 73 damage on Groggy's side, and then the second Ice 3 going out for 208 damage, taking down Garland. Groggy is going to be the first one to show us what the King and Sarah have. The King holding the ship this time around, and Sarah has the canal.
The Wombo combo.
A lot of the world just opened up.
Including 3 towns. So now, Tony, do you prioritize checking towns, or do you start diving dungeons?
Personally, I would check towns, since towns are shuffled. I mean, you can get the knowledge as to which 2 towns you need the airship for.
Mm-hmm. Would you go all the way to the Onrak continent?
So, bit of a loaded question there. Without warp, I personally wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Or exit. But if warp or exit are found and Provoca happens to be in one of the earlier on locations, then I would go for it.
Yeah. See, Town Shuffle, it's one of those things where you have to, especially. So I think last night we had no early sages, so the Crescent Lake check wasn't as powerful of a information to find early on. But with the switch here, the convenient switch being from no free sages to no free ordeals. Groggy saying hi to Mom out there. Get some good money. It's about $6,000 he found in Matoya's closet.
Yeah, Matoya had some really good cash.
It's interesting that she didn't see him coming in and out of there. Like she's missing something. Her vision.
I was about to say, I mean, she's kind of getting robbed blind.
All right, first town check, we got Melmond. So that's interesting if we find an early Lefane. That might put that slab logic in check, but we're going to get our look at level 5 magic. Casubalu we've got. Invis 2 for the Reds, and Cure 3 Red Wizard promotes. And Lock 2 Ice 2, zapping the Bane slot. Chaos with the cheeky little reset back to Canaria, saving herself that trouble. I love it.
Very good play overall, and we find Gaia down in Elfland this time around.
I think we've just unlocked bottle to slab shenanigans.
I think we did.
And wait a minute. Oh, Danny caught the pirates in Melmond. I got a little excited that Danny found Provoca, but I think that's just the unfriendly pirates of Zozo Melmond. But it's good for an early XP.
Very good for early XP. Gonna get a few more level 1 charges, and this encounter isn't quite as nice.
Yeah, it's a little scary.
The images are slightly scary, and there's fire too coming from the wraiths. They're packing the heat.
Well, that might be a benefit. That might be a blessing in disguise. Let's Danny kind of do the same. Oh, she's gonna go back. Oh, she's gonna go raid Grandma and get her money as Chaos Subalu gets into. Hey, we got Crescent Lake at Melmond, so Chaos maybe checking her nose, maybe realizing that this is a check you want. And I don't know why our overlay just changed. It was correct. We went from race 4 to race 2.
Houses and cabins for sale in the Crescent item shop. But what are these sages going to have?
Well, we saw Brack there too, so that's going to take off an early Kraken or Tia. We got Crystal. So the fetch quest begins.
Now Matoya can see again after it gets turned into her. And Chaos is gonna go ahead and duck back in, save at the end real quick. And back to the high seas. Where Groggy is leaving Matoya's cave and getting into an encounter with some Sahagins. Nothing too bad though, but they do have lit too.
Ooh.
That's a little painful to see.
I love it when the enemies roll their weakness. We saw Undead with Fire 2. We see Water Creatures with Lightning 2. It's an interesting strategy, these water... And they're bringing the heat, the Red Sahags.
And Fade is level 7.
Big oof there. So a White Mage might get some charges of that.
It all depends upon how far leveled these runners decide to go.
Yeah, they might. I mean, we got 10% per, or 200% at 12 key items, so we're going to get that 12 key items pretty quick.
Indeed. Life 2 going to be used after Kalsubalu finishes off that Sahagin pack.
So Kalsubalu going to give us our first look at what Matoya is holding on to after she gets about $6,000 here.
And that's just a power bonk from Matoya. It's nice to see, but right now, not going to be super useful. So right now, we just have a bunch of people running around, getting some fetches done, getting some gold. But we haven't had anybody run towards Crescent Lake or Onrak yet. So Caleb, what do you think is going to be over at Crescent, and what do you think is going to be over at Onrak?
I'm expecting Lefane somewhere, and probably Onrak. I'm saying Vanilla Onrak and Crescent Lake with Lefane. Put Provoke and Elfland a little out of reach.
That would be beautiful. Give these runners something to fight for, that's for sure.
Yeah. And Groggy looks like he's going to continue his exploration, going to head off to the Crescent Lake location. Burt Reynolds going to open 2 free boxes in the Dwarf Cave. Hope for some value there.
Didn't see any need to kill that Ogre pack. And what do we have? An Iron Shield and a Heal Potion. So Dwarf Cave, big womp there.
Yep, that's gotta be disappointing. And Chaos Subalu is headed for the Marsh Cave. That's a bold strategy, Sonny.
That is a very bold strategy.
We've got Ice 3 to get through it. It's a gutsy call.
It's a very, very gutsy call. There are 3 loose items, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but Marsh is incentivized?
Correct. Marsh, Ice, and Ordeals as Groggy finds Elfland. And we got Cake and Quad X, so Elfland and Crescent Lake. I mean, it's fine. Heal 2, level 3 is not panning out.
I mean, Heal 2 is nice and all, but it's no Heal 3, that's for sure.
And Chaos is going to check the item shop here in Gaia, and it's not here. I saw Heal 3 and Invis. And Black, we've got Lit 2 Fast and Temper.
Oh gosh.
So Fast and Temper on the same level feels bad.
No sign of warp or exit yet.
Mm-hmm.
So now, Groggy's going to head towards the Onrak to see what's there. If warp or exit are there, then a dive into the waterfall might be lucrative.
If we had a canoe.
True.
My kingdom for a canoe.
If Provoca is here, then
And
that
it doesn't
would be
have
really
the...
nice.
Well, if it was the slab, we have Lefane. So we have a 1 in 3 shot that this is Lefane, Onrak, or Provoca. Those aren't good odds. They're not very good odds at all.
No, they're not, but they are odds nonetheless.
And Groggy nopes out of his Onrak check. So as we have our runners sailing the high seas, I want to remind folks of the previous Duckling Derby we had at the end of the summer, beginning of fall. And it was a Duckling Derby that I participated in, but the format was structured a little bit differently in that there wasn't these Mario Kart style points. It was a cutoff. Like after race 1, a certain number of runners were eliminated, after race 2, and so forth, until it was down to a final 4. And in that final 4 race, the previous Duckling Derby Day 4 flags were a brutal entrance floor shuffle, and I think we are in for the same sort of thing here, except without entrance and floor shuffle and the double white mage no early magic nightmare. So
I have to agree, and just seeing all these lit 2 Sahagins just makes it that much better. Cal Subalu makes it into Marsh Cave, and she's going straight towards the upper marsh play, which I gotta say, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, will it pan out to have something good?
Probably not.
2,800 gold in the first chest. The second chest has, just a pure potion. All right, now for the 2 chests, if she can make it through this bone and crawl encounter. That's a lot of stun touch going out. This is looking a little dicey now. And there's the stun lock. And there's the reset. We've got Bert entering Gaia at Elfland. And that was Fire 3 at level 7. And there's Exit. You hate to see it if you're the runners. You love to see it if you're anybody else that's not running this seed.
I think Bert just looked at that magic, hung up, and just paused for a second and realized that the white magic is not going to be viable here, like, other than a life 2 bot. And how much experience do you want to give a life 2 bot?
That's going to be the question at this point.
So for the folks just joining us in chat, we got the background here for the race 2 Melmon Downtown. That's unfortunately not the correct layout. This should be race 4. You're watching the final race of the Duckling Derby here, as these are our top 4 runners. Groggy Dog sitting comfortably in first place with a total of, bring the points up, my Google went to sleep, total of 42 points. Burt Reynolds in second place with 33 points. Chaos Subalu in third with 29, and Danny with 26 points in fourth place. So while Groggy has a comfortable lead, it is not by any means his to win. If somebody finds something, or basically if the whole race pool finds something that Groggy misses, and Groggy turns in like a sub 8 position in this race, it could be Bert if he comes in first, or if Danny comes in another favorable finish. Like, this could be a tight little finish, if not for first, second, and third.
Yeah, and with how this seed is shaped up so far, it's definitely looking like that might be the case. Groggy's on the search for something. We've got Danny stopping in at the Crescent Lake area. We've got Kalsubalu. Looks like she's heading towards the Crescent Lake area. And Bert stocking up on a few cabins and gonna rest at Crescent Lake, which is in Melmond.
So we still haven't had a runner brave enough to go to Onrak. Is Bert going to be the real MVP here and make that play?
The question is, what's going to be sitting here at Onrak?
Now,
Is
what's
it going to be Vanilla Onrak? Is it going to be Provoca?
what's the best possible outcome here? Do we have Provoca with Bicky and a shop item in progression and some like a level 2 nuke? Will that help balance this seed out? Because right now this is we're in for a marsh dive slog that no one's really trying to tackle.
Yeah, and they may not feel comfortable enough to tackle that marsh area yet.
Yeah, Ice 3 is not going to do a whole lot. I mean, it'll do work, but not on those undead. It's, with the undead in Final Fantasy resisting ice magic, it's not going to roll as well as it could.
Speaking of using ice on enemies, Bert's trying to take out this worm with ice and does it. And there is Provoca at Onrak.
The dream is alive. Let's see what that white magic's got. He's hoping for fate. He hasn't seen Gaia yet, and we got Lamp.
And heal and harm.
Yeah, not great.
But black magic, we do have a level 2 nuke.
There it is. Now, do you re-roll and bring 2 black mages and hope that no? Yeah, this is Pork is going to be putting in some work, and the pirates, Bert's already cleared through him. He got some TNT for his effort. In the shop in Provoca, we've got herb for sale.
So that is another fetch quest item for sale.
Much cheaper than the herb from yesterday. So yesterday we had a 34k herb in the Crescent Lake location, and 8k. That's reset out, and hopefully you get some frost giants and frost wolves. Like you should be able to gold grind that pretty quickly around here.
Especially with Nuke being level 2, that's going to put in a lot of work on anything you run across on this continent.
And that's what Bert looks like he's going to do. The nukes will get it done, for sure. And you might be able to maybe get like a little 2-man grind, get some levels. Oh, Stone Touch!
That was Glance, actually.
Oh, okay. I was looking at somewhere else, and oh, buddy. The seed, the bot giveth, and the bot taketh away.
Groggy's going for the gold grind, taking on some giants and an iguana. And giants have slept. That is not fun to see.
It's something you can level out of, though. It's a nuisance early, but
they do follow up with Cure, which isn't that bad. But Bert did find a Manticore encounter, and that's a lot of EXP.
Hydra's also with sleep. That's pretty scary.
Groggy's going to go ahead and take out the 2 wyverns with Nuke, getting some good rolls on the Nuke.
And here comes Danny,
not getting much.
Rolling into the Onrak continent. I don't know if she's got any more money than Groggy and Bert, but she's going to be kind of in the same boat. I guess they're all kind of in the same boat. All the boats look the same.
Yeah, you got a point there. And there's Groggy finding the Manticores. Dropping another nuke onto them.
Now, what would have been a cheeky strat had Provoca fallen a little bit earlier, and we had that level 2 nuke knowledge sooner. Trolls giving Groggy the business.
But Groggy does get away on that first shot.
Mm-hmm. Would be a reroll with keeping the. Obviously, you have to keep the double white, but a thief black mage might actually been some value there. Thief helping run through the Marsh Cave and post promotion, getting that level 2 nuke.
And Groggy is the first one to buy the herb. And Manticores have Dazzle.
And Chaos got a little lost. And big thank you to Speed Gaming for getting that layout adjusted. Thank you so much. As we are on race 4 of Medusa Beach. Yeah, it's fitting. We have seen some petrification abilities so far, but not quite Medusa level. But
all right, Bert's gonna try going after the Manticores again for a little more gold, while Groggy is going to head back to Elfland to turn in that herb.
Yeah, and I'm sure he'll route in the TNT turn-in as well. The dream would be herb to adamant for that optimal routing, and then if adamant or TNT led to the key, that's even better. So you never have to go back to the dwarves. You say hooray on your way out and toss a coin to your dwarf and get out of there.
Unless the dwarves are lazy this time around, which that is a possibility.
True. This is true.
We've got Bert still grinding for gold. We got Groggy heading to turn stuff in. Kalsubalu about to land at Onrak, and I think we have a frozen Danny.
Yep, it looks like Danny fell victim to the Medusa Beach, and her internet might be lagging here, so I'm sure we'll catch up with her in a bit and just give Hangry Canuck, our tracker, some stuff to catch up on as he's quickly scanning the 4 screens, doing the best he's got. Big shout out to Hangry Canuck.
Huge shout outs to Hangry Canuck for doing the tracking on this race.
And Groggy Dog, showing why he's the front runner for Duckling Supreme here, already back to the Dwarf Cave, gonna do his turn in. Go open some boxes, gonna get his Iron Shield and his heal pot.
All right, now to find out, what is Narek holding on to?
Yeah, I don't know about coming here before doing the herb, just in case. And we got a chime. Hopefully, I mean, how amazing would it be if herb turned into cube? And we've got loose progression hanging out in the sky, where our required war mech is, forced double dip of the sky cave.
I mean, that would start the chant.
There, it's already started.
The chant never ends, let's be real.
Our veterans in chat calling for sky, sky, sky. We got nuke now. If the seed feels less scary, even though we only have 1 nuke caster, the 3-man party of fighter white black is going to get it done. It's just a matter of how long it's going to take and whether or not Danny's stream will update by the time she's in Topher.
Indeed. Bert's buying some more save items. Groggy has made it to Elfland Castle.
Double checks that the doctors were not shuffled. Doctor Shuffle is a flag that can be on, and we got a rod. So we have access to all of Earth Cave and the first 2 floors of Mirage Tower, as well as the Marsh Cave. Where do you go, Sonny Wrath?
Personally, I would actually go to Marsh since it's incentivized. I mean, doing that gold grind, you got a few levels, so it's gonna be a little safer and honestly quite a bit easier to get through due to the levels.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think I would be curious to see if some of our other runners gamble on getting that information, the rod and the chime, and somehow the layout just swapped back.
Rip layout. I need some F's in chat for our layout.
Yeah, I don't know why that's happening. That's so bizarre. But thank you for Speed Game. I'm sure somebody's gonna be figuring it out, and they're working behind the scenes to get it straight. So thank you for the effort.
And thank you, chat, for the F's. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that, guys.
Melmon Downtown will not be denied today.
No matter how hard we try.
All right. And it looks like Bert's screen is lagging out a little bit as Danny comes back. They're sharing an internet feed right now, so we got Danny caught up buying her herbs. She did her gold grind while she was away, and she's going to be getting her rod and chime. And are we going to finally see this bottom room here on Marsh Top?
It looks like we are. It's a house and something else that Groggy reset out of.
I missed it, but we got the layout back. So whoever's keeping score at home, I think the score should be kept with a timer. All right. Thank you again, Speed Gaming, for all the support. We really do appreciate it. I know we're having some fun, but this is really appreciate you guys taking us on this whole tournament. As Groggy goes into Marsh Middle and we get unrunnable scums. I wonder if there's some PTSD triggering from our runners. Last night we had Mux with Nuke.
And we have Bert back.
And Bert's back. All 4 runners are going. We got the right layout. Let's go. And we got unrunnable gargoyles. So
Yeah.
This marsh was designed to slow you down.
I mean, unrunnable scums, unrunnable gargoyles. Yeah, that's a thing.
Groggy checking that chest. It's an interesting box to check. That very first room is a linked chest to at least 2 or 3 different boxes on this floor. So while you can check that chest, you can also check it in the room that Groggy's going to be walking into next. I'm a liar. Groggy's going to the off room. And we've got unrunnable Mux. The hits just keep on coming.
Who rolled this seed? Because so far, I approve of all the unrunnables.
What can I say? Except you're welcome. I looked over, I saw Muck, I saw Nuke, I panicked a little. But Bert's turning in his herb, getting his rod. Groggy gets 2 gold for his efforts. Danny's on her way to the Dwarf Cave. We might get a high five by Danny and Bert in the Dwarf Cave as Chaos is back into Marsh and the layout is back. Melmon Downtown is not be denied today.
Melmon Downtown is just fighting hard. All right, Groggy running to the incentive chest. Kalsu Blue back in Marsh. And Bert just getting encounters.
Yeah, this encounter table is not friendly. Sonny Wrath, what do we have our encounter rate set to?
0.8 for the overworld and 1.0 for dungeons.
Ooh, buddy. That's a spicy encounter table. Danny gets her chime.
Definitely is. Danny. Yay, Danny! And we're back to Medusa Beach!
Yay, Danny. Yay, layout. Yay, SG for keeping up the fight. As Narek gladly will trade you a bell for some explosives. Seems like a fair trade.
I'd say so.
And
ooh, there is a katana.
That'll be nice to sell. With these party comps. Ice 3 coming out, gonna freeze these scums off the wall. Groggy reset out of the encounters, just getting bodied down there.
Oh, arachnids have blaze.
That'll teach them. That'll teach them to let me roll seeds, Sonny.
That's true. Oh, it is a 4 Chimera pack.
Ooh, I was gonna say Ice 3 is gonna make this fight real nice, but not when they backline your. Big shout out to Gregory Puff for designing these flags.
Yeah, I have to agree on that one.
It's a runnable encounter?
The Chimeras are a runnable encounter, but Ooh, that's gonna be a tough one either way.
Mm-hmm. Well, they might roll low HP, so an Ice 3 might be able to get through. The Chimeras being weak to Ice actually makes the Ice 3 a better spell than Nuke to cast on them, as it could roll over 400 damage, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct. It can roll as high as 420, I believe.
Oh, right. One more
All right.
try.
Kalsubalu
Gets initiative.
gets the preemptive.
And
Hey. Shoutouts to the Ruby.
hey, it'll get us access to Sarda, so Ruby required, more than likely, unless that Ruby leads to Tail or the Masa, which again, neither of those things would be bad.
The Mazda would be really nice. The tail, on the other hand, may cause the runners to have to wait for a little bit longer, but that would cause them to have to make a decision between Earth or Mirage.
Mm-hmm. Well, we do have the 4 checks in the Titan's Trove now, too, so we might... There's an off... Oh, we got those spooky fire spiders.
Flaming arachnids.
The meme is often to kill it with fire when you see a bunch of spiders, but what if the spiders tried to kill you with fire?
So could you say they're blazing spiders?
Have you seen the movie, I guess, yeah, Arachnophobia?
Yes.
Yeah, imagine those spiders breathing fire at you.
Exactly.
Everything's fine.
Everything's on fire.
So I think Chaos is the only one only on-screen runner who hasn't turned in that herb yet. I haven't got a good look at her item screen.
Ooh, she takes a wipe.
But now she's got the information. She knows she can run down. Uh-oh. Chimera's on Groggy. Run away!
Oh no! Groggy fails to run, and that's a wipe for Groggy.
That is less than ideal. And you see, so I want to point something out. Chaos Sublu, when she walks into this room on the bottom of Marsh, or on the Marsh split floor, she's walking up into the middle of the room and then going left. If she walks along the bottom of that room, like we've seen Groggy and Bert do, it'll actually save her a few steps. I don't know if it'll actually push an encounter to a later floor or not for her, but Groggy getting bat blocked by the split door. I thought that was something that only happened to me. I'm glad to see it happen to someone else. Sorry it happened to you, Groggy. So as you see Danny walking along the bottom of this room here when she's checking this box, that's what you want to do. It will not advance the encounter table.
And they can do the same whenever they enter the second floor of Marsh, and Bert gonna burn off the encounter.
Mini victory lap for making it this far into Marsh.
And that's why people reset out. That last chest was a silver dagger.
The house was nice, but it's not worth trying to walk out with it.
Groggy gonna go ahead and pick up the katana.
He knows that's at least probably a couple thousand gold to sell, so that's some early magic. That's a pro ring maybe.
And gets initiative on the chimeras. Gonna queue up Nuke and grab that ruby. Bert also grabbing the katana as well as the gold. Running to the chimera tile. Does not get a preemptive. Gonna cast Nuke. Kills 3 of the 4.
And he's going to try to finish this fight out. It's a solid play. Get some really good XP.
Good XP, good gold, and the ruby.
And question in chat about early swords. I don't think any of our runners have checked a weapon shop.
I don't think any of them have either.
So that's a valid point to bring out as the chimeras just punch Chaos into the ground. They're using black belt strats on Chaos. It does not feel good.
Uh-oh. We see the deadly arachnids again.
Groggy, my man, so full of hope, try to use a cabin inside a marsh. That's not going to work here. This isn't Final Fantasy VI. You can't save inside dungeons.
Or 5. Or 4.
This is Final Fantasy 1.
Exactly. Ice 3 is going to make short work of the gargoyles, though, so fortunately that unrunnable is out of the way.
And Danny making her way through the bottom of Marsh. We're 36 minutes in, Sony Wrath. We are right in the struggle bus through Marsh Cave. If you're running this seed, do you feel behind? Do you have any sort of inkling that everyone else is experiencing the bad times that you are?
I mean, I would feel behind just because I know some people actually have that potential to get extremely lucky and make it through in near no time. But with how many unrunnables and the nastiness of the arachnids having blaze, as just seen on Kasublu's screen, I think everybody would be about equal.
Danny gets her ruby, doesn't know what these last 2 boxes have. Thinks she's going to come up here, she's going to get her 2 gold information, and she's wasting that big hero run. Let's hope so if Danny gets out of here, she will have done pretty well, like compared to Chaos, who's been throwing herself at this marsh cave for the better part of 20 minutes now. And Groggy is out with his ruby. Bert is steps away. We got the bone and crawls. We've seen stun touch on the crawls. Can Spooky get away? Spooky's gonna nuke. Spooky Nuki, let's go.
And with that, Bert will be able to get out of... Well,
Bert?
maybe not. Shoutouts to 1.00 encounters. Danny, though, making a good run right now. She's actually on basement 2 of Marsh.
She doesn't
checking the link chest, grabbing that house.
Bat says, hang on a second. You can't leave yet. You didn't see how bad this place can be. Chaos, back on the Chimeras.
Making a run for it. Actually gets the run. Getting everybody back up. Grabbing that ruby. And it's time to get out of Dodge.
GTFO, let's go. Danny getting dang bat. Just like, Danny, wait, you haven't seen everything as bad that this place has yet. Danny, wait. Danny, wait, look, there's unrunnable mucks. Did you see the unrunnable mucks? Wait, your next encounter you might get unrunnable gargoyles. Did you see those? We're going to probably throw those at you now, too.
Oh, hey, Caleb, did you know that arachnids have blaze?
I did hear that. But Danny's getting the unrunnable muck information.
You and the commentator's curse, my friend. I love it.
I'm blessed. As
Very much.
Groggy makes it to the...
They're the blaze arachnids! Who would have known?
We're not laughing with you, We're not laughing at you, Groggy. We're laughing at what this seed has done. So when you watch this back, know that you have our sympathies. And did the Tigers have thunder?
Tigers have thunder. Thundercats! Ho!
But wait,
literally!
Groggy, did you see that the Tigers have thunder? What do the Gerwolves have? Crack? Let's find out. Oh, man. Bert is out.
Shoutouts to the Tigers having thunder, because they literally are Thundercats.
Tigro coming for his revenge. Danny and Bert are out. It looks like Chaos is out.
Chaos actually ended up leaving, had enough of the dive, and is...
Oh, and she doesn't have the herb, so did she not buy it? Just saw her menu screen. She just had loot and TNT.
Yeah, I don't think she has found the herb, but, you know, this old man has an adamant, or so I heard.
Started with the feels badament.
That does feel bad. I meant. And we're back to Medusa Beach.
Hey, all right. Thank you, SG, for doing the flippity flop on the layout again. Bert, gonna check these boxes as Groggy gets his feels badament.
I mean, you never know. It could be Radamant.
It could be. It's probably not.
Only
So
time will tell.
we found the ruby. We found the power bonk. We still have the potential for tail, but more than likely, or masa, but more than likely, this adamant is going to be. Thunder Tigers.
Masamune.
Should be progression. As long as it's not tail or masa.
So it's going to be progressionament?
It's possible, man.
That would make it really badament.
Oh, those freaking arachnids with blaze. Oh, Crab Cake's calling for the cube.
So it's going to be the cubament? Or will it be the oxy element?
When we get Groggy in chat after the race, we got to ask him if he's seen the arachnids with blaze.
It's the crownament.
Crown. It's pronounced ornament. All right, so we're gonna go fight Astos, and we're gonna see what this how protracted this fetch quest can be.
Oh.
An astonishment. It's Astosament.
Astonishment. He's going to be nukemented.
And Danny, not taking any chances, saves outside of the Titan's tunnel, says, "Not today. Not today, Satan. Keep your Titans away from me." And Chaos gets her chime. Now, Chaos has noped out of the ruby, hasn't bought the herb. She could go full-on gamble strats and head to Mirage. It's what? 14 checks on between the first two floors? 18 checks?
18 sounds more correct. Also, Hey Groggy, did you know that arachnids have blaze?
Oh, you did? But did you know that the tigers have thunder? Oh, man.
I mean, they're Thundercats.
There's nothing safe in this seed.
I mean, there really isn't.
Because even on the river systems, we've got Glance Hydras.
As well as Sleep Hydras.
Yeah, and so
This one is going to be nasty.
I feel it's an honor and a privilege to bring this seed to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Duck Derby Day 4. You thought that we were going to take it easy on these new players. You thought wrong. Bert, disrespecting Astos, going in, gets the floater! But what if I told you we don't have a canoe?
Then I'd go to Earth.
Talk about a feels badament.
I mean, that adamant was quite radamant, just not off the start.
So we know canoe will be behind an Earth dive or a Mirage dive.
Who canoe?
So we got chat calling for man-cats with Death Touch. I would double down and say I want to see mummies with Death Touch because mummies are everywhere. And Chaos, not going to be back down, not going to be put into a corner. She's going back into Marsh. She says, all right, let's go. So, floater in hand, Bert is headed out of the inner sea. He's got the rod. I think a full Earth clear is probably the quote-unquote logical thing to do here, considering we don't have a cube to go to Sky.
Yeah, that would be a really good play. And I was thinking about the enemies with the status attacks. You know, let's just go basic and go with wizards with Death Touch.
That would be nice. That would be nice. But we only see wizards in a handful of places, whereas mummies can be everywhere, except the volcano and the sea shrine.
I mean, they could still be in Volcano because we do have the B-side trap tiles on.
These are facts that you're spitting, Sonny. I can appreciate it. Groggy Dog gets his floater. The biggest tease of all, a canoeless floater.
And Bert is going into Earth.
Welcome to Earth. Please don't find
This dive is going to be extremely lethal because there are arachnids everywhere in here.
Mm-hmm.
And as we know, they have blazed, and nobody's found a ribbon yet. So this dive is definitely a very scary one. Bert finding 14,000 gold in one chest. There are the blaze arachnids.
Gets away. That's pretty good. So far, we're still a new enemy. Gersnakes. You guys got anything fun?
They got crits, and that's it.
That's fine. Danny picks up her crown. Bert doing the walk of shame back to his boat without a canoe, and Bert's gonna check as the background switches once again.
Fired 2 wraiths.
And we're back on Medusa Beach. Yes, we have the Fire 2 Wraiths, we've got the Lit 2 Sahags, we've got Thunder Tigers,
Blaze Arachnids, Stone Gaze Hydras, Sleep Hydras.
Mm-hmm. The bats just doing what bats do.
I mean, bats are bats. They just do bat things.
And is Groggy going to Sky?
Ooh, that's a good question. Are we going to see
Chaos with the
Mirage
ruby
dive
for I think the 6th or 7th time? Chaos has the ruby. Will Marsh let her out? It looks like she's got a heal helmet. We got an iron gauntlet and more money. So not much doing on the first 2 floors of Earth. Will Bert go deeper? Okay, it looks like Chaos just got a little turned around at
he must go deeper.
The double door room. Groggy's going.
Oh no, Groggy was trying to turn in the floater.
He got canoe bonked.
All right, Danny has her floater in hand. Kalsubalu does finally make it out of Marsh.
And Groggy with a sort of veteran move, saving back by the Earth Cave, so he doesn't have to double back all the way. Chaos of a few. Alright. Danny out. Will she go to the Earth Cave party? Or will she listen to her mentors in her head of Lord Fizzlebeef and Spellzap, both proud members of Team Sky.
And we need some more Sky in that.
Sky.
All right. Bert about to enter Vampire Floor.
And Groggy's going. He's saying, you know what? Bert probably went to Sky, so I'm going to come here.
Sadly, Groggy is mistaken.
I'd love to see Chaos or Danny go to Sky right now.
Oh, you and me both. The
It's fewer
potential of route
checks.
divergence is real right now.
It's fewer checks, and there's not a feed kill there, but the Sky meta is strong. There's better XP. You've got a couple houses. You can get some good levels. Just doing a couple grinds there on that first floor. That nuke will wipe out some vampires. Your Ice 3 will handle the Cerberus and Chimera packs. And we got our first look at wizards. What are they going to do?
Punch, punch, punch again, and punch one more time.
I mean, it's fine. So
It's not that bad.
They can't all be hits.
No, because none of them crit, so there were no smashes.
All right, we're going to do a little cheeky Asher check. 295 gold. Bats just saying, nope. We got the faxes from Marsh Cave. We have to get in your way.
But
We have to get in your way.
but bats don't say nope, they say key.
Well, this is not the key to... There you go. Bert waiting it out. Cockatrices. New enemies, not doing anything scary.
Oh, hey. Sahagins have lock.
You know. Gotta love when the monster palette shuffle makes the palette swaps. Like these Georges you're seeing, those aren't ogres, those are ogres. Made to look like, oh boy.
And a light axe is residing behind some Cerberuses and Wizogres.
And Danny's headed. She's leaving. So I wonder if Danny's going to Sky or if she's going to realize that she doesn't have the canoe.
Sky. 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 Please, Danny, go to Sky.
Because one of the things worth mentioning is, although Better Trap Treasure doesn't interact with how there's
the canoe. Oh, my heart just sank.
Yes. So Earth is not incentivized. That is a loose canoe. What I was getting at.
Huh. Okay.
What I was getting at was there are a lot more chests to check in Earth that have better trap treasure associated with them than there are in the Mirage Tower. So it's a more calculated play to do this Earth clear. But Sky could still have value. I mean, we could find progression there too, like with the key or something like that. But the canoe is a huge get right here.
I mean, you could also see, I don't know, loose cube in there.
Mm-hmm.
I have to agree with the comment in chat of we were bamboozled.
Maybe, maybe not. We've got oozes here. Blue oozes. We got blueses.
I was about to say exactly that.
And we're back on the Medusa beach.
Hey! Just in time for more blueses.
And blazes. Blueses and blazes.
I mean, I've heard Bert's facing the blues right now.
Well, he's got a canoes, so that should fix his blues.
Well, not guaranteed yet. He knows where it is. He's just got to make it.
Hey, Chaos, have you seen the Tigers with Thunder?
Thundercats! That is not going to leave me now.
And now Danny has her herb, so she's going to go do the herb turn in, which isn't going to get her what she wants. And Bert's got 3 more boxes to open up here.
And then he will be done in Earth. A heal pot.
And we've got a fire sword. We've got a couple nuke charges. It seems like he's been pretty judicious with using the ice charges instead of nukes here.
He has been.
Mm-hmm. So Lich shouldn't be too much of a problem.
So there's a question in chat.
Chaos, you bonked twice off the Hooray Dwarf. You could change your luck. You could change your fate just by talking to the Hooray Dwarf.
There's a question in chat. Have we done the math? What place does Groggy have to get for Bert to catch up? The math has been done. Groggy has to get 8.
Oh no!
First. And Bert getting wiped by the blazing spiders, the blazing arachnids.
They go so fast on all those legs. They're just blazing through, catching up to them. And we're back on the Medusa beach.
Just in time after Bert's unfortunate death.
And Groggy took a wipe and is coming back in. Oof.
That one definitely merits a big oof.
And off screen, we've got a forfeit from Sledge Kalami. GG's to Sledge. Press F to pay respect. I'm sure the Marsh Cave just gave him the business. Hopefully they'll come in here and hang out with us. So one thing that Sledge will benefit from is not having to deal with this seed anymore.
And Bert is in a sticky situation. This is dicey as can be right now.
Yeah,
and he resets out of it.
Yeah, it's a definite wipe once the white mage goes down. Danny, where are you going? Going back to Provoca. What are we going back to Provoca for, Danny?
Danny is going back to Provoca for Provoca things.
I mean, it's my favorite town to go check. As Chaos gets her floater.
Except that's not Provoca, that's Crescent.
But isn't Provoca at Crescent? No.
Provoca was at Onrak.
Elfland was at Crescent.
Correct.
Town Shuffle's tricky.
Town Shuffle's a thing, you know.
Maybe we're gonna do a little peed grind here. We got the skills to do it. Nuke will help get it done.
Peed grind is not a bad idea here, especially considering that Nuke more than likely will kill them in one shot.
And Sledge Kalami joining us in chat. We have knowledge of where the canoe is. The canoe is in the vampire chest, which is unincentivized, but Bert, the only on-stream runner to have found it, and made his way to the Lich floor. And just before entering the Lich floor, hit a pack of 8 arachnids with that blaze skill. Just cooked them to itty little bitty like warrior bits.
It's one of those things you hate to see it.
You really do.
Danny is going back in to pick up heal 3.
Groggy dancing with the bats. It's 2 nights in a row he's done that. Respects for the little meme strats. Got a light axe. That'll help undead packs a little bit. It's a good weapon for a fighter to swing around.
Indeed it is.
Yeah, it's better than the falchion, what he was using.
Alright, Vampire.
Vampire's a good enemy to use that light axe on.
Vampire, the enemy we look at as a speed bump, he's just a speed bump as always. And Groggy does get that canoe. Is Groggy going to continue diving though? That's the question.
I think it's safer to continue diving, but he's going to walk it out.
He's going to walk it out, go grab that floater, and find Lefane as well as Onrak.
But is it better to walk it out or just to push through?
The answer is no, because he got hit for exact HP.
Rip, and Bert is now going to try to walk it out. And we're back in the Melmon downtown, because we're hanging out in Earth Cave, so why not bring the downtown back? Melmon's gentrified neighborhood will not be denied.
I mean, if you look down at that thief and the black mage in the layout, they're just going, Nyong!
You gotta go fast. Groggy, with the information, leaving Earth Cave.
The question is, what does he do now?
Is he gonna go to Sky? Where are you going, Groggy?
He may dip into Mirage just to pick up a few levels and check the chest there, having a hard time menuing to the cabins.
Groggy wiped at trying to walk out with the canoe. Bert having a little bit better luck walking this out, but ask and you shall receive. What's up for arachnids? Ooze is punching pretty hard.
Nuke comes out before the arachnids get their chances to blaze, and that's going to allow Bert to continue on.
I was really kind of hoping that a nuke would low roll.
Shh.
But don't worry. We got ambushed by eye mages with dazzle.
The great new product, the eye mage.
Have you seen the new eye mage? It'll stop you in your tracks. Nuke comes out. Throw that eye mage in the microwave. It'll explode every time. Groggy headed to Crescent Lake location. Gonna check Elfland. I missed what Danny bought in Elfland, but I'm sure Groggy's gonna go back. And Chaos is Chaos headed for.
I think Chaos is making the Mirage play.
So Danny bought some magic. Groggy looks to be buying some magic.
Or no, Chaos is heading back to Provoke at Onrat.
She never bought the herb.
Nope.
So, Sonny Wrath, we're an hour in. How do you feel about Gregory Puff designing flag sets for tournaments?
Hey, Greg, you need to make them a little tougher.
What if I told you Gregory Puff was one of the team members of the Spring Tournament Planning Committee, and when the Spring Tournament rolls around here for signups in a few weeks and gets kicked off in March, and we're back on Medusa Beach, we're gonna see the fruition of I'm getting distracted. There's so much going on.
There is a lot going on.
We got some fun flags planned for folks, and did Bert get out or did he wipe?
He wiped.
Oh, I'm just gonna. I've been standing this whole time. I'm gonna take a seat.
Like ding! Your bats are striking back.
You gotta push through as Chaos Blue with the herb in hand, heading back. It's not gonna make it any easier. And Groggy doing fine, looking for something to make this a little bit easier.
I mean, honestly, if I were Groggy, I'd grind on the Cerberus Wizard Ogre tile because that's a decent tile to grind on this early on.
And we are at, how many loose items do we got? Or incentive items we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've, including the free bridge, we're close to that cutoff for that 200% bonus.
I love chat saying Mirage will have all 3 ribbons. We're back on the beach and then back in downtown. Back on the beach again. Are we going to go back to downtown? Is it going to be coming from downtown? Chaos finally has the rod. We're back in downtown!
Bert with the canoe. Gonna try to run out of here. Gets the oozes, no arachnids this fight. That's a pretty good encounter for him. And Peds with stun touch. Not gonna make a grind viable here.
I like that question in chat. Every time Bert drops the canoe, who's putting it back in the box? I have to agree with the answer of the arachnids.
The spiders. They're crawling it back down. And Groggy's showing off a little bit of knowledge here. Checking, so there's an intersection of encounter zones by Crescent Lake. So he's checking for encounters in the 4 different quadrants here. And here's going to get bulls and scorpions for before he was catching the Peds. A little heads up play there by Groggy. And Danny working her way through the Earth Cave.
The arachnids were the true light warriors all along.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So remember how we said we found those bulls with scorpions?
Yeah.
What if I told you those scorpions had death touch?
I'd say challenge accepted.
It's not the scariest enemy to roll it. I mean, we're only going to see the and the volcano area. So,
ooh, that'll be fun. Bert running into an undead pack. That's a lot of undead. And
Fast.
Specters have fast.
The light axe will put in some work, though.
Because they got to go fast.
Mm-hmm. Gonna go real fast. The arachnids are trying to speedrun this as well.
They're going. Meow.
Bert,
Oh.
a little closer. He's only got one nuke charge left.
The return of the unrunnable gargoyles. So the way to tell the items apart is the items that are grayed out are ones that the runners don't have.
Mm-hmm. So right now, runners are still looking for a key, a loot, oxyale, and a cube. Those are the required items we're still looking for.
Correction, they don't need the loot because of short Topher.
Oh, then that's another key item that they already have.
They also don't entirely need the key because of short Topher.
Mm-hmm.
And mummies have Blaze.
The mummies have Blaze. Are you telling me that this just keeps getting better?
Yes, it does.
And I think Canuck is onto something. So I'm also kind of poking around here in the tracker, and it does look like every time we're kind of updating the tracker, it's monkeying with the layout. It's interesting. But Bert's out. He's got the canoe. Wipes the sweat from his brow and is saying, I'm going to the desert. And I'm getting the F out of here.
And Bert does have that canoe, which means Bert is going to be the first of the on-stream runners to get into that glorious air.
And Danny's onto the vampire floor, still checking boxes, doesn't know that what she needs is behind the vampire. Not having as much trouble. But I also haven't been talking about her, so I have a knack for cursing, folks.
And Bert has landed outside of the Ryukon Desert just to encounter those scorpions with Death Touch.
Death touch confirmed.
But you know, it's not going to matter that much because Burt Reynolds is our first runner in the air at 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 58 seconds.
GG's to Bert. And Danny just kind of taking her time.
Bert is our hero right now.
And Chaos is getting the business given to her outside of Crescent Lake. So Bert and Chaos both in Crescent Lake, both buying magic, trying to make this a little bit easier for themselves. Groggy grabs his light axe.
Bert going ahead and picking up Invis 1, gonna pick up Fast and Temper.
Gets the Cockatrice pack. We've seen this before. We haven't seen anything scary out of that.
Werewolves and Gerwolves.
Groggy with the canoe. Groggy's going through. He said, I'm not walking out of here. I'm not walking out of here through the front door. I'm exiting through the gift shop. Lich is gonna respect me, and I'm gonna hit him with my light axe, and I'm gonna throw him in the microwave. Please don't let me see any more Blaze Arachnids.
Yeah, seeing more Blaze Arachnids would just be heartbreaking. But Bert is in the air and just flying about.
Looks like he's gonna head to Ordeals. We got the crown, so we're gonna get some new information here. But Bert's gonna be reminded, if he hasn't seen it already, that those mummies got Blaze too. So Groggy, employing the 4-man party, gets the Blaze Arachnids, but still has a white mage up to pick up Biggs. So not a good veteran move there for Bert. You know, 4 bodies are easier to keep alive than 3.
And that is a Paralisk tile.
With Lit, that's not ideal. We don't have anything to protect us against that.
You know, I just have 2 words to say after saying that. That's lit.
I don't think Groggy feels that way. He's got to burn another 2 charges. As Danny is through with her canoe, Groggy gets an even better weapon for Luke.
But there's a blaze arachnid on the screen!
She gets away. She could 2-man this if she gets lucky.
The question is, will she get lucky?
How fitting is it that Groggy's Luke has a flameboard?
I like it.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Good joke. Thanks for making it, Caleb. You're welcome.
I like it. That was good. That was solid.
Almost as good as his light axe. It's different than a light. See the Jedi's play an axe option. That'd be pretty sweet to see too.
I mean, too bad we didn't see Amaza in here so you could do, Sword in the Stone again.
Oh, we've got Dazzle with the eye mages. But with the 4 and the heat coming from the images, that's hot.
You beat me to it.
And we got fur wolves. We got furry wolves and ordeals in the nightmare. So
that's pretty nice to see, actually.
Bert is through the pillar maze. Gonna get his last few checks here.
And sorcerers are not scary this time around. They only hit once. Ooh, Groggy. This is a bad pack. But he makes it out.
And Danny
gets
wipes.
preemptive on trolls.
Danny wipes. She's letting us know that there's nothing here.
And we're back in Melbourne downtown.
As Bert gets a dragon sword and a ribbon. So, value.
First ribbon found.
Smart move putting it on Dang, the white mage. I wonder if I wonder if Groggy's on the same encounter table that Bert was on that let him see the blaze arachnids right before Lich. But hey, what's up, Bert? You want to catch some Death Touch scorpions on the zombie D tile?
Hey, he asked about that blaze?
Mm-hmm.
There it was, and Groggy actually makes it out.
This is... Hey, CC, I know you run the weekly challenge seed, and you just updated this week on the randomizer. Bunch of weekly async races that
Mummies!
You can participate in. You need a candidate for new challenge seed. What? How about this one?
Oh my gosh, Groggy has made it to Lich.
The thing worth pointing out that Bert may have been the first one in the air, but if Groggy gets through this, he doesn't have to come back here. Everyone else has to come back here. Okay. And he's going with birthday strats.
All right, let the birthday strats go. First one does not connect.
Interesting that he's just light axing with Luke when he could be getting blizzard.
Oof, that's painful.
So I think he would be doing more damage here if he was swinging that flame sword.
There's the felon to crack.
So who needs damage when you can instantly kill him? So 1 hour, 14 minutes. Groggy Dog lights his first orb. He will be airborne here shortly. And now Groggy probably exhales forcefully through his nose as he presses on.
The sigh of relief.
Or frustration. Because if you felt behind after Marsh, how do you feel right now?
Beyond flustered.
Yeah, this is the pinball machine. We are full tilt right now. And Burt Reynolds has promoted, so he turned in his appropriate paperwork to Human Resources. Muhammad has increased his paid time off, as well as his health benefits. And Bert's going to continue checking what is in the supply closets of Cardia Islands.
Just some money.
Yeah, raiding the petty cash. It's totally above board.
Hey, there's the best armor in the game. Cloth armor.
the decorative sword and the tapestry it was hanging in front of. Raiding the boss's camping equipment. Some more petty cash. And a soft potion. As Groggy Dog gets into the air at 1 hour 15 minutes.
One thing to keep in mind is Bert could go do Waterfall right now as well.
The vampire had trance and wiped out Danny. Earth.
Ew.
The gift that keeps on giving. Welcome to Earth. I could have been at a barbecue. A barbecue? Racking some blaze? Let's go.
There we go. Now you're making me hungry.
I had pulled pork sliders for dinner today. It's pretty good. Barbecue
Ooh,
at home.
there you go.
All right, we got Bert buying Invis 2 for his white wizard.
I gotta say, I like it.
Grab some Lock 2 for the black wizard.
And then getting out of Dodge.
Mm-hmm. Now, big question here, Sonny Wrath. You've spent 1 hour and 15 minutes throwing yourself at Marsh and Earth, and only now feel like you're moving forward. How much do you skip, knowing that there are still 2 loose items out there?
I'll have to get back to you on that one, because I honestly do not know.
Because you feel like you got to start making up time somewhere, and Bert,
I mean, Ice and Volcano are 2 good plays for doing that.
but what if Ice isn't Ice because there's Fire 2 and Blaze hiding in there, and Bert's like, no, I don't want to go here.
But that makes Ice hot, and it's icy hot.
But then if you wanted something hot, you could just go to the volcano. Or just, Bert, just crash your ship into the mountains is fine. We're going to go do the waterfall instead. Because maybe the mummies won't cast Blaze when we go on a waterfall. Maybe they don't. Maybe those mummies don't know Blaze.
And Groggy has headed into Ordeals.
That's good. So he'll get his paperwork for promotion.
Alright, Bert has entered the waterfall. Now, I don't think Bert has warp or exit.
Well, we know exit was level 7. So
And
I
if
doubt.
Yeah, if he does have it, he won't have any charges.
And I don't think we've seen warp in the first 5 levels. I don't remember seeing it in Crescent Lake either. So warp
Yeah,
is
Bert
likely.
Bert will not have the charges for exit.
Mhm.
But he has made it to the robot.
So Chaos Blue makes it to the vampire, catches some days.
And what is sitting here in the robot stash? A bottle!
Loose bottle. And Oxio.
So all Bert needs to be able to finish out the seed is the cube.
Mm-hmm. And that could be... What stoned Groggy? So that cube could be anywhere. It could be behind that bottle turn-in.
Indeed it could.
The key could be behind that bottle turn-in. The slab could be behind that bottle turn-in.
And LaFane still has not been located.
Mm-hmm. Lafane and Onrak has still not been found. We're likely in the Gaia and Lafane locations, so... Groggy? Is that taking a grind on some fur wolves? It's not a bad grind.
Not a bad grinder at all.
Especially because he's hit the bonus, so he's getting some good XP out of it. It's interesting that he's going up and down. Going left and right here would save you. They got heat.
You know, Frost Wolves, you're not Fire Wolves, you're Frost Wolves.
And Danny, arachnids have glands after Blaze.
What? I am just going to ask that question very, very straight like that and just, what?
A black mage in a dream. Let's go.
This is what it is.
Throw that light axe on it. Plow through. Did you throw the light axe on it, Danny?
I don't think she
Yes,
did.
not.
There goes Faced. Lit 2 coming out.
Hey, Groggy, did you see that the mummies have blaze?
Blaze.
Well, what if I told you the mummies had blaze?
And that is a wipe for Groggy.
Full tilt. The seed.
No kidding there.
I really can't believe that these runners thought they were gonna have it take it easy.
I mean, this is your kind of special.
I typically have rolled very nice seeds before. On Thursday for the weekly, I rolled that seed and that was fine. Last night and tonight, it's giving our runners some problems.
I made the air quotes for nice.
That's fair.
Oh, the clinch.
She gets
Oh, she makes it out of the encounter.
joined by Magus and chat asking how the seed's been. I mean, it's been fine.
It's definitely been a tilt-inducing seed. Arachnids have blaze. Mummies have blaze. We got Thundercats!
I mean, it could be worse. We do have level 2 nuke.
I mean,
It's been less than ideal.
it has been less than ideal.
To quote Lord Fizzlebeef, Final Fantasy Randomizer, it's not always this.
That's true. That's very true. It's just like 95% of the time you're going to see this.
I wonder if our runners think that every dungeon is just going to be a night. Because they're all just sort of like pausing, and you know that they're just like, and then going in.
Yep. All right. Bert is going to release the fairy from the bottle and head to see what that turn-in is going to yield. If this does yield the cube, then
Danny
Bert
just got-
will be in go mode.
Danny just got turn order in the back row, and her solo black mage is almost out of here.
Shoutouts to solo black mage strats.
Big
Oh
presser.
my gosh.
Turn order, please.
Come on. There's turn order.
Big damage, Danny.
Big money, no whammies. One of them is still alive.
Turn
One
order.
is still alive. Turn order goes. There's the slab for Bert from the fairy. Is Danny gonna make it out of here?
She did.
She got it.
And brave move for Danny to take a step out of the earth cave before dropping the cabin.
She got it.
But she's out.
She's free. Okay, I'm done.
I think everyone's done. To our runner's credit, everyone's sticking in there. So only Sledge Calamies realized that he's had. Everyone else is just slamming their head against this mess. Or maybe they didn't see. Maybe they didn't see the blaze array.
Hey, Caleb. Did you know Frostwolves have lit too? They're on the Medusa script. I'm
Oh.
pretty sure they're on the Medusa script.
Well, Blaze could be on the Medusa script too, because we've seen that on 2.
Well, we've seen lit 2 on 2 enemies as well. There's the evil laugh too.
I'm
All right.
just
It is
happy
time.
to be here.
It is time for Bert to find LaFane, because the question is lingering in our heads at this point, or it could be at the forefront of our minds. What's the LaFane-ish NPC going to have? Here's LaFane at Gaia, which means Onrak is at LaFane. And it's just a Mosmune.
That will help. That will help. That will help.
Yes, you heard me right. Just a Mosmian.
Oh boy. So we've got a loose cube and a loose key. Well, we found a loose bottle. We found loose canoe. So we have ice to go through. So if ice isn't the cube, we're in for the bad.
Yeah, if ice does not yield the D6, then this is gonna be fun.
And Danny in the air. And it looks like Chaos is encounter manipulating to try to get rid of as many of those arachnids as possible. And Bert into ice.
Mages are evasive.
They can't run from Nuke.
No, they can't.
You can't stick and move out of that one, mages. Mages with Dazzle. I know they had it. I knew they had it, but I just like to see it. Mancats. How master your Mancats? We're just going to run away before we...
And Groggy is back at the Frostwolves with Lit 2!
Uh-oh.
And not getting turn order, but there's turn order. All right. Bert, about to go check the chests. And ambushed.
Giving them the old razzle dazzle. Razzle dazzle.
Cal Subalu is still sitting at pretty low levels, too. I just noticed that. She's picking up that light axe right now. That is the first weapon she's found for that fighter. And we're back in Melman downtown.
With that death touch. Scorpion.
From downtown.
This beautiful weather for Final Fantasy Randomizer. Here in downtown Melmond.
It's gorgeous. Oh, hey, Lobster Pack.
It's a nice, hot summer night. Spiders have blaze. Mummies have blaze. Have a giant sword, Burt Reynolds. You still don't have exit charges.
Chaos is pushing onward through Earth.
It's a really heads up move. I know where we've been Hunter's misfortune, but it really is the right move here. Danny and Bert are both going to have to get back through this at a higher, and with the way those arachnids are rolling in those packs, it's not going to be any easier at a higher level. If we don't.
No, it will not be any easier. But with the ribbons, a lot of the deaths will be mitigated.
You're assuming we're going to find ribbon. Chaos goes top route, taking the
Bert's
extra
already
steps.
found two.
He's found a second one? I missed
Yes.
that. Okay. That will mitigate it a bit. But if we get 8 of them, 8 blazes, it still feels bad. Groggy Dog talks to Human Resources, gets his promotion in order, and it starts planning for his retirement. A double eye tile. How long does Bert stop here and just wait?
You know, I think that tile needs some glasses.
Mm-hmm.
So that way it can be the quadruple eye tile.
And that's what Bert's doing. Taking the encounter, going up and down from the door.
And they are quad Xable.
How much of your resources do you burn here? We got the jump on them.
I'd say just enough to get level 7 charges.
Mm-hmm. And Groggy headed to the waterfall. Gonna get his loose bottle and his oxy ale. This bird's gonna give him the opportunity to catch up a little bit here, taking the grind.
And Kaos did wipe. I did catch that.
Hmm.
2 mummy ambush. Blaze came out, and that was it. Groggy
Really?
inside of the waterfall.
Like in real talk, if I'm running this, Mud Goals with Stun Touch, if I'm running this, I don't know. I don't know if I'd still be running this. I might have noped out and just said, not today. But credit to our runners. Like, they're doing it. They're putting in work.
Indeed, and to be completely honest, I would have noped out of this at Marsh.
Mm-hmm. And Groggy getting that encounter 8 Gasty. So a new feature of the randomizer, our 8s were bugged and weren't showing up, but now we got so many dragons. We can fit so many dragons in this game.
You could shake more dragon, or you could fight more dragons than you could shake a dragon plushette.
Groggy's level's looking pretty good. It's low 20s. He still has a required war mech to get through. Giants with Blizzard. Protecting 4 gold and opal armor, so that's a huge up chain.
Oh, I'm laughing at something in chat. 2020 Spring Tournament. You can fit it so many dragons in this bad boy.
And Danny has found the double eyes.
I see.
So she did not go to the ordeal, so she's doing this unpromoted. And hey Danny, did you know that Frost Wolves have heat and lightning too? Oh, you didn't? Well, you're about to find out because you haven't been to ordeals yet.
Hey, Bert. I see you're getting warmed up while you're in ice.
What if I told you the Frost Wolves have cracked?
Run away!
I want to apologize to our runners, but at the same time, I want to thank everyone for showing up.
Sorry about that. I know that was really loud.
And we get a white shirt. So finally getting some armor to throw on our light warriors. Between the opal armor, the white shirt, things are getting a little bit better. And Danny's gonna head to the waterfall and hope to get some better information. Ugh.
Fortunately, Bert's just having time wasted by these lit 2 wolves.
Mm-hmm. Chaos Subalu kills the vampire once more, gets her canoe. Is she gonna push through, knowing that floor 4 has nothing that she really needs? So she can skip all those extraneous boxes and make her way to the Lich floor. As Bert is through, gonna hit the unrunnable R-Bones. You can't run from R-Bones.
Ooh. At least they don't seem all that bad. Unlike, most everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, what's going to be in the incentive box?
Well, first, we have to find images with Poison Touch, Fire 2 Race, Eye Mages with Dazzle.
Caleb, why? Why?
Chaos Blue keeps taking this north route through. It's going to cost her some extra steps. Images with heat now. Fire 2 coming out. Heat's big brother. Groggy is out of the waterfall. Bert throwing his own Fire 2 at the ghost pack here. And gonna see what's on this tile. Groggy questions everything that his life is about, and whether or not he wants to continue playing Final Fantasy Randomizer. Taking a moment to collect himself.
That's the key in ice. So we have a loose cube sitting somewhere in the world. Groggy is just absolutely unsure.
And Groggy facing the ultimate question, to continue or not. I wonder if he had to step away, just sort of kind of clear. And here we go. Groggy's back, revitalized, and on his way.
Had to step away, take a breath, and come back at it.
And what if that cube was in Marshlock?
I mean, I would just get up and walk away. But Kaosubalu has finally made it to Lich. She's got to be feeling good about this.
Throwing the keep your hands to yourself spell up. A-Rup going. Cake coming out.
Not doing anything. Gonna try it again.
Question from chat. What incentive locations tonight? We have the Ice Cave incentivized with a meaningless key because Short Topher is turned on. We've got the Marsh Cave incentivized, which I believe had the Ruby, which led to the Chime after the Field's Badiment. And then we have the Ordeals incentivized with Tail.
The Adamant led to the Floater.
Oh, correctament. Yep, correct. Correctament.
Correctament.
And we're getting a Canaria Armory check. Just a little bit of money in a room.
Kaosubalu has downed Lich. First orb is lit, and she's out.
And we are back on. Nope, we are back in Momonton. So, hour 40 in, and we're back on the Medusa Beach.
And the only runner that doesn't have an orb lit is Bert.
And Danny. Danny also managed to walk the canoe out without killing.
Danny as well. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So Groggy and Chaos are on team Never Again Earth, as Bert and Danny will have to come back.
Ooh. That got sweaty.
So, our runners are through the nastiness of Earth for now. Bert and Danny will have to go back. The nastiness of Ice still awaits everyone but Bert. Bert is in a loose hunt. He's going to check his key location first, because with the better trap treasure on, he might find something really nice here in TOF locked.
That is very true. Though, there's also the Dwarf Cave to keep in mind, as well as Northwest Castle. Agamas, though, very nice to find, and they are quad-exable.
Mm-hmm. And the multiple Agama tiles are really nice.
That's another Kashtana.
So, I think if we have to look at this, and we're looking at it for the nastiness that we've seen on the Hags and the Arachnids, that's nastiness that we're not going to see in Topher. The Lit 2 Frost Wolves, though, we might see them, but we haven't seen anything really nasty on the Topher trash mobs, so...
Yeah, because the only floor we'll see the Frost Wolves on is the second floor of Topher. Mm-hmm. But that is if it were regular Topher. It's short Topher, so we're not going to see any of it. We're just going to see what the second Fiends have, or two of the second Fiends, as well as what the ult final boss will have. And like I said at the beginning, I'm hoping for Warmech and friends.
What if I told you I was just testing you to see if you remember the flags on it?
I mean,
I wasn't. I totally forgot.
I was about to say, did you forget the flags?
And Groggy looks like he's headed to ice as Bert's doing a little Agama grind. You got any little Agama facts for us? The chat's asking for them. I was never good at these things other than the fact that an Agama is real. That's a fact. You can tell that it's an Agama because of the way that it is.
I mean, in this case, with Bert using the palette shuffle, the Agamas actually are red this time instead of being some other color like nuclear green.
Those would be Sorias. So we get a Masa on Groggy, and he gets another piece of the puzzle of the bad news puzzle.
And we're back in downtown.
And
back in downtown Melman.
So I think the trolliest spot that key could be, or I'm sorry, that the cube could be, would be in Marshallock. That being said, I don't know if it will be there. So where do you think the cube will be?
C.
But where in C?
TFC.
Well, that would be lovely. No one has checked Mirage. No one has gone. We have the Oxyl. No one's walked to Onrak, which we know is the Lefane location.
There's the ribbon. So there was one in Ordeals. There's one in the large Cardia Armory.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Danny heading to Ordeals, gonna get her tail and ribbon. Groggy doing a Rankylo grind. Interesting strategy. Let's see how it pays out. I mean, it's good XP, but it's not ideal because they punch real hard.
They are punching extremely hard.
Chat pointing out that the cube would be in KFC. Talk about it. You really got to double down on going to check for that last loose item. If you were going to double down, it would definitely be in KFC. And there's
the cube.
So
with that, Bert has entered Go mode. Does have all 4 dungeons to clear.
Mm-hmm.
As we're back on Medusa Beach.
And the key is required, so it'll be interesting to see if somebody sees that the key is what the ice cave has and nopes out of it. Because with short Topher, key isn't required there, but clearly locking progression, very required. How many more boxes do you open up if you're Burt Reynolds?
None.
The answer is some, because he's going into the volcano armor.
If I were Bert, I would gun it.
Gets an ice shield. That will help with the blazes.
Just a little bit.
And
by a little bit, I mean a whole heck of a lot.
By a little bit, you mean a lot of bit.
Yep.
And we get an X-Cal. So throw that X-Cal on him. Give that white wizard the Masa until you get into Topher. That's what I would do.
Now, I do like how Bert took the Agama grind since, Warmech is going to be fought.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to guarantee quite a bit of safety going into that Warmech fight, especially if Warmech rolled high on the scaling.
I think he just reset out of the volcano armory. Didn't want
to
keep...
exited out.
Okay. Okay. Alright. Groggy Dog headed to ice, and Crabcakes in chat pointing out that if she wiped after getting the key, she may reset out. So, and with the way these scripts rolled, Frosties with heal 3, Bird's still opening greed chests here in the volcano. We're back downtown in Melmond, and this isn't getting any easier for our runners.
It really isn't, because there's so many different things that can show up at this point that would just be absolutely nasty. The one thing I know we haven't seen are the Wizard Sahagins, and we don't know what those are going to have.
Mm-hmm.
We also haven't seen Big Eyes.
Yeah, we haven't seen any of the sea shrine
We haven't
encounters
seen any of the
except
sea shrine
lobsters
encounters yet. But lobsters, I mean, they just hit hard. That's all you got.
Yeah, that was just saying that's the only sea shrine encounter that we've seen is Bert gets to carry, rolling in with fades.
5 hits, 417. Carry was a piece of cake.
Question in chat: Zozo Melmont is turned on tonight. We did see Danny pull a pirate pack when she first walked in, so. And I think Bert's headed back.
It's time for Bert to go into Earth.
Gonna get his revenge. I would feel really bad if he still wiped to Blaze Arachnid. Considering
the health he has on the night, I do not think he will.
Mm-hmm. But does he have life 2 on the night?
I don't think he'll need it. But at the same time, with the levels he has, as pointed out in chat, most of the spiders should, or most of the arachnids should run away.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and life 2 was white mage only.
Okay. And Danny going to HR, get her promotion and her increased PTO rate.
And maybe a slight raise.
Maybe. Welcome back to Earth, Bert. Chaos is in the waterfall. She gets the good robot RNG. Please.
And you all did hear me correctly. I did say Earth.
Yeah. I could have been at a barbecue. And we get a... Chaos gets her bottle.
And unfortunately has to run out. And we're back in downtown.
Alright, so we have the puzzle is solved for this seed.
Very much so.
It's just a matter of what alternate final boss did we roll, and will it be enough to slow Bert down? Because Bert's got a pretty healthy lead right now.
Yeah, Bert's levels are looking great. I mean, he's got some great in-game weapons as it is. A lot of charges. I mean, this is really looking good for him.
Mm-hmm. And now Bert getting all the turn order on arachnids. Alright. Onto the Lich floor. I think there's one more arachnid fight waiting for him. Should be right around here. Nope.
Hero run. And Lich is pulled. Gonna try to use the cake strats as well, but I don't think Lich is gonna live long enough to see cake.
Nope. Gets cut up by that Masa. And Bert, at the hour 49-minute mark, lights his second orb. He's got to still deal with Tiamat and an unrunnable, or a required war mech, and a sea shrine that's all the way at the end of the Lefanian Peninsula. It's Danny minding the banana peels here in the ice drop-down room, trying her best to not get got and just get through, but Images with Dazzle, giving her the old razzle-dazzle.
They're just so mean.
Groggy is through, walking his way to the drop-down itself, but not before 5 mummies show up and don't remind him that they have Blaze. 3 mummies hit, 4 mummies hit, all the mummies punching, nobody's blazing. Another mummy punch.
And he does make it out of the encounter.
And we find level 7 Cure 4 in Onrak. Not Red Wizard learnable.
That's unfortunate. But Bert has made it into the Sea Shrine. Now it's time to run and face the most dapper of the fiends. Well, once he gets to the bottom of this.
He's got his own pro cape. It's real nice.
It's beautiful.
Groggy with the key. Heading back through. Or did he slip on a banana peel?
He did slip on a banana peel.
Alright, looks like Chaos headed to Ordeal's, gonna get her paperwork. And Groggy just trying to get through it. As Bert making his way to the Sharknado floor, checking the free chests, swing and flee. Swings enough to do it. And
oh, hey, more ghosts. And ghosts have Invis too.
Invis 2 is not going to save you from a nuke.
Nope.
Alright. Check the greed chests, and you're going to do a full check here in Sharknado. Going to check that better spike tile treasure.
And run across some grrr. It's a heal helmet.
And an ice sword. That's not bad if you had a red with you. But the heal helmet, that's some pretty good absorb for a hat piece if you don't got a ribbon.
Is it an ice sword or is it a nice sword?
Yeah, it depends on the time of the seed. And Groggy with his key, and he's going to keep it. It's a heads-up play, because he's going to need it. Now, whether or not he does the key checks before going to Sky or Sea, or the volcano for that matter, will ultimately determine how this is going to shake out for him.
So I have an update on what's been going on with the layout for anybody that's been curious. So I received word from our tracker, the Hangry Canuck, shoutouts to him for doing the tracking, that each time he updates the tracker, it switches the background. So all of the background swaps have been due to updates on the tracker.
Yeah, it's a strange thing. Never really seen that happen. Kraken coming out, punching down Grog. Big hit there.
Oof. That was painful. Kraken just
nuke.
Bringing the damage. 8 hits for 785 on the Black Wizard.
This is fine.
Oh,
we're fine.
But that's 10 hits for 1,051 on Kraken. Kraken's down. Bert has 3 of the 4 orbs lit.
And Groggy getting a little tilted here in the ice cave. Forgetting the way through. Danny gets her key. Will she keep it? She's thinking real hard. Big think, Danny. Keep that key. She's keeping it. As Bert or Danny trying to walk out of here. Chaos grabs her tail. Bert headed to Mirage to get his last orb and kill his robot friend. Groggy Dog headed into the volcano.
Well, Bert has headed into Mirage. And chat is making me hungry.
Calamari's real good.
Calamari is great.
And we're back on the beach talking about seafood.
Now, Groggy didn't go check any of the locked locations, instead blitzing straight to Volcano Armory.
Yeah. I mean, Statistically, it's more likely to be loose in a dungeon than find a key lock.
That is very true.
And I wonder if he'll full clear sky before doing the key checks.
He won't be able to full clear sky because he can't get into sky.
True. Wonder if he'll full clear Mirage then. And
there we go.
And C, really.
Now, that would be a huge time loss.
And he's gonna go do the hairpin. So yeah, he's committed to the full clear. As we get the wrong kind of giants here in the volcano.
What do you mean? They're just trying to keep it cool.
It's the wrong place for it.
They're just trying to keep it cool.
Be cool, man.
Exactly.
Real cool. I mean, the giants do kind of look like they got that West Side Story snap, like they're mid-jump, snapping their fingers.
Yeah, they do.
Easy action. Getting the green chest out of the way here. We got a wizard stick, silver bunk, and a little bit of money. Nothing doing in the free 4 chest except a whiz vamp hanging out. Gotta be cool, boy.
And there's a Bane sword for Groggy.
And I'm pretty sure the Sharks and the Jets, they were smoking. It was the 50s. It was cool then. It wasn't known how unhealthy smoking is for you. So, poison smoke. It's
terminated. I mean, what?
Alright. The Whiz Vamp. Is this the second Whiz Vamp, or is Bert just getting hung up on it? It's the second.
That was a 3-pack of Whiz Vamps.
Ooh. I got distracted by the Jazzy Giants there.
So, for those just getting here, no, your eyes do not deceive you with the amount of orbs lit. This seed has been that nasty.
And I think the real winner here is Sledge Calamity, who forfeited it an hour in. Realized that there are better things to do with life than die in Marsh Cave, than die in Earth Cave, than die in the waterfall, and then ordeals and ice. But everything else has been kind of fine.
I mean, ordeals claimed some lives.
I think I mentioned ordeals in the...
I don't remember.
Anywhere that there has been mummies, there have been arachnids, there have been sahags.
But you know what we haven't seen yet?
A big old robot friend.
Our big old robot friend, who is about to be pulled by Burt Reynolds. Switch in party order. I am Warmac.
Beep boop. Help computer.
Power bonk use and fast going out onto the night. And it opens with Zap.
That's fine. Caleb up there, extra evasion stack, soaking a Zap. Groggy Dog with the Game Changer.
First Mazda swing comes out, 9 hits. I didn't actually get to see the damage numbers on it.
Groggy gets a third. Groggy has now a 3rd ribbon. So if he clears Cardia, he will have 3 ribbons.
Ooh, 10 hits for 1196 on the Forced Warmech. That mech had to be feeling that hit.
Mm-hmm. Pork chop sandwiches. Sorry, I just read chat. It smells delicious. Uh-oh, mummies. Mummies on the Agama tile.
Well, it's time for them to blaze.
The seed just keeps on giving. And here comes Tiamat. The mottled opalescent Tiamat.
I like it. I like Tia's colors tonight. She looks rather beautiful.
Help computer.
Fast and power bonk being used.
That should be plenty. Just swing away, drop some fades.
10 hits, 791. Yeah, that's gonna be more than enough because either she's gonna die to fade or she's gonna die to fade.
But she probably died to fade.
No, she died to fade.
And Danny doing the Agama grind. So she's doing the key checks. Danny, that will net her. Oh, we got a T-bone steak.
Yo, Team Steak lives on.
Counter 8. So Danny doing these key checks, that will pay out for her. This Groggy is... Oh, that's a scary sight. 7 mummies.
And to respond to our tracker, yes, I did just assume Tiamat's gender because I know lore.
Yeah, she's Bahamut's sister.
Yep.
Alright. Chaos Ubalu enters the ice cave to find her...
Chaos Ubalu exits the ice cave to save.
And we get our gold bracelets in Crescent Lake for 54k. As Groggy Dog takes on Carrie. Okay, so Burt Reynolds ready for at the 2-hour mark.
Is finally entering Topher, and to answer a question in chat, nobody has finished this seed yet.
Mm-hmm.
But Bert enters Topher, is checking the chests, and may actually be the first person to finish. Shoutouts to an opal bracelet. And a Thor hammer!
Let's go. So, Sonny Wrath, short Topher. Either way the runners go, left or right, walking around to the Chaos Room, they will face 2 spike tiles on each side, one with 1 fiend, one side with 2 fiends, the other side with the other 2 fiends. So left side is Carrie. Danny's checking the Hooray Dwarf. Danny's going to get rewarded for that Hooray Dwarf by getting the cube here in the Dwarven Armory. Nuke's coming out. Fired 3. Carrie, that's not really going to work when you got...
There goes a fade. Carrie goes down. And the next fiend on the list tonight is
Kraken. Oh,
Tia 2.
Tia will get it. So that's a good split. We got Double Dragon left side. We got Kraken Lich right side. Danny hits her Go mode, hits her Ray Dwarf
twice, 3 times. And
4
nothing
times.
Here. 4 times.
Just keep doing it, Danny. That's... Danny hits Go mode. 2 hours, 3 minutes. She's got 4 fiends to kill. Groggy working his way to the water shrine. Fortunately, gonna lose some more time here as he's gonna full clear C looking for that cube.
And Bert takes down Tia 2. And now only one thing stands between Bert and victory.
What do you want to see? Well, Warmech was kind of squishy. Double Dragon would be interesting. Undead Fun Dead? That could be fun.
Dead at this point would be the good thing to see.
Why do you say that?
Because we don't know what Lich has.
True.
It's Chaos and Friends. It's Whack-A-Chaos.
It's the shell game. We're not taking any chances, though. Paying respects to Garland and the entourage. Invis 2's coming out. Garlands are already
did
missing.
have somebody in chat call the fight.
Power Bonk's coming out. Sure, next round we'll do some more Invis. Nuke's going to come through and clean out the Garlands.
Chaos missed.
So, we found Chaos. We're going to keep those up. We're going to fast Grog. We're going to Power Bonk some more. And we're going to Invis 2. So we're up to 4 full evasion stacks here.
And another Power Bonk use on top of a Temper. So that's 3 increments of power given.
Mm-hmm.
And there goes a 4th queued with another Temper Fade coming out. 10 hits for 1,025 damage. Burt Reynolds is done.
GG Burt.
With an official,
go for it.
With an official SRL time of 2 hours, 5 minutes, and 16 seconds.
We're gonna try to get Burt Reynolds in here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, buddy, indeed. Because overall, this seed was nasty.
So, Burt, he's coming, but he said he needs a minute. I don't blame you, Burt. Go walk it off, man. Rub some dirt on it. You got that first place finish, so that gets him up to 48 points. 6 points ahead of Groggy Dog. Groggy Dog, and we got stone poison from Gersharks.
You don't want to see that.
It keeps on giving. That's what it does. So, Burt Reynolds 5 or 6 points ahead of Groggy Dog right now. If Groggy Dog skips going to Mirage, he could still finish in a decent position. So his first place finish for Duckling Supreme isn't locked in just yet.
He does need to go check the dwarf locked area, and then if he does that, then he'll be able to go straight to Sky and then straight into Topher.
And of the key lock checks, it is the most chest dense right off the bat, so with 8 boxes.
I like the comment on the ending from chat. This is not the greatest rule in the story. No, this was a tribute. I mean, our runners did kind of sacrifice themselves in this seed, not gonna lie.
Danny getting alternating blazes and run arachnids.
Oh my gosh.
Danny. Making
oh my gosh.
They just keep on coming, these blaze arachnids. Hashtag can't stop, won't stop.
I've heard that they won't stop coming.
They won't stop coming, and they won't stop coming, and they won't stop coming, and it's Chumbawamba stress from the arachnids. And here come the blazes from the mummies. Nope, we're just gonna get some punch and misses.
Alright, Danny is finally taking on Lit.
I'm gonna put the Earth Cave in her rear view mirror and keep on driving.
Bye.
Revenge.
There was a nice nuke. I mean, you're not wrong on that one, chat. But let's be real about Medusas. They get just an atrocious number of hits. So if they have Death Touch, then you're looking at them and you're like, huh?
It's really the difference, I think, between the Touch Medusas from Spring Tournament 2019, the Wilkliosis Crystal match, and these early Arachnid blazes is really just the timing. Well, it's two things. It's the timing of where the slog comes. I think a slog in the early game feels worse than a slog through Topher. But then it's also the difference in the race setting between a large group race like this, where you can assume that everyone else is seeing the same thing, and a one-on-one match where it really could be your opponent didn't see this, and then it's a whole different head game. So while the ambushing, death touch, blaze wielding Medusas are definitely a thing of legend, I don't think our runners tonight are gonna want to see anything with Blaze anytime soon. I think we're traumatizing our speedrunners here.
I think this did cause trauma to the new ducks,
and that's an unfortunate side effect. Hopefully, a lot of can just kind of bounce back and just, and it looks like Chaos Subaru is foregoing the key checks and doing Volcano in totality. And Burt Reynolds joins us in chat. Burt, you got to come in the booth, man. We got some questions for you that people want to know. As Groggy Dog still hunting down that cube, as Danny making her way through. She's our only other on-stream. And Groggy's gonna full clear this sea shrine.
Oh.
Before going back to... Oh, and it looks like I'm gonna pull Bert up here.
I don't think I ever want to see a spider ever again.
I was about to ask that.
But did you see the Thunder Tigers?
Did you see the Thundercats?
I never saw some Thunder Tigers, no.
But did you see the mummies with Blaze?
Yes.
You did.
Yes,
Did you
I think
see
we all
this?
saw that.
Did you see the Frost Wolves with Lit too?
Yes, many, many times. I think I saw every skill and every spell except for Stare, maybe.
Did you... the Gersharks with Stone Poison?
Ooh, I didn't see that one, no.
Yeah, Gersharks had Stone Poison.
The Giants with Blizzard?
Yeah, we saw those. We saw those for sure.
There was. I know you saw a lot of these. It's just been every. It's like every dungeon had one pack that was
Vampire with damage poison.
Yeah. There's something in every dungeon was built to kill you, and if you didn't see it, your friends probably did.
I'm guessing most players spend a lot of time on Earth this run.
Earth, marsh, ice, kind of ordeals. But yeah, Earth, it was like an hour before people were getting out with their canoes on average, so.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, it was real bad. And unfortunately, Groggy Dog was kind of behind you, maybe like 5 minutes behind, and got his key and did the full clear of Volcano, now full clearing sea. And unfortunately, we'll likely go to Mirage before doing the key checks to get that loose cube. So he's in for the bad times.
Yeah, I love doing those free key checks because there's no encounters. You just get to open up a bunch of boxes. So I always make sure to route that in early if I can.
Yeah, and you got rewarded with seeing that the Agama tile, the multi-Agama tile, and TOF locks definitely help you get some levels, because once you kind of got going, like you had 2 ribbons and it was just a matter of time. But at what point, if ever, did you feel like you had the bulk of this seed behind you and that you could rest a little easy?
Well, it was the canoe, right? Everyone has to go get that canoe at low levels.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You had access to the bottom of Mirage and Earth, and that's it. Right? There's nothing else that could help you in the entire game.
Yeah.
But once that's over, then what possibly could the seed have to throw at you? That's worse than that.
Mummies with Blaze in the Volcano. I don't think we saw that spike tile that Chaos is.
But Caleb, I have a question for you though.
Yeah.
Didn't I call earlier that there was going to be a spike tile of mummies in the volcano?
I mean, what's that movie with Brendan Fraser? Revenge of the Mummy? Mummy Returns? All the memes? All the memes? The mummy memes?
Memes.
And Groggy checking out the mermaids, not finding a whole lot of value. We know where all 3 ribbons are. We've got really great gear, it's just we're not finding our cube. And is he going to walk out of here, or is he just going to reset?
So, Bert,
Oh boy.
you get the canoe, and then you wipe. You go get the canoe again, and eventually you make it out. How relieved were you after you made it out with the canoe? And what was your plan going forward other than going to grab the airship?
But actually, before I got
Oh no.
the canoe, I think that might have been my last dive into Earth, and then I would have gone to I would have gone to the bottom of Mirage just to see what was there. I think Exit could be bought by a white mage, if I remember correctly. So the possibility I go to Mirage and grind up to like level 23 or whatever I need for an Exit charge.
And
that could be my only other option after that.
Kraken just wrecked Danny at the bottom of the Sea Shrine. Bert, I have another question. I'm going to keep asking you about dive.
Oh, Exit was promotion like that. Yeah.
There was some split decisions. You and Danny were able to get the canoe and walk out through the front door of Earth. But you tried to go out the back door, killing Lich, arguably the faster route. But you were steps away from the Lich room when you got the Blaze Arachnids. Did that change how you're approaching? From then it was just, I'm going out the front door?
Well, yeah, because when I saw the spider encounter in the basement, it was unrunnable. So I figured that if I went out the top, I would hit the runnable packs of spiders instead of the unrunnable packs.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured it'd be a lot easier to go at the top than the bottom after seeing that.
And Groggy going to Mirage, not going to do the key check, so giving more time back to Chaos and Danny. And still, no other runners have finished off stream, so this... We were talking about the Duck Derby standings, and Groggy needs to finish near the bottom of the pack here in order for you to take first place. But you did what you needed to do. You won this race. Now you just need sort of the RNG to go against Groggy. But
well, yeah, Groggy's a really nice guy, and I hope he wins. But if he never finds the cube and he forfeits, well, I'm not going to say I'm going to be sad.
So, day 4 of the Duckling Derby is finished for you. You're officially no longer a duckling. What was this whole experience like for going through the Duck Derby?
Oh, I don't know. This was a lot of fun. Like, this is what I planned on doing when I first heard about this game on just watching it on YouTube. And I figured my plan was to see if I could just come in here and win a Duckling Derby. So I got, I think, as close as you can get, almost. But now I just have to look forward to the spring tournament.
Oh yeah, and I think a lot of this was definitely your coming out party. I know a lot of folks on the Final Fantasy Randomizer Discord server have, seen you basically come out of nowhere to learn the game super quick, come in and just start blazing a trail up the SRL rankings. But I think a lot of that is obfuscated by our YouTube viewers that just see you doing weekly races here and there. They might hear people talking about you. But this was sort of your coming out party, the Duck Derby. Like, folks know about you, about Groggy Dog, and they're, I know who I'm going to be rooting for in the spring tournament.
Yeah, if you need someone to come in third in a weekly, I'm your guy.
If you need somebody to forfeit a weekly, hey, I'm your guy.
Anyways, thanks for having me in, guys. I'm going to let you get back to your podcast.
All right.
Take it easy.
Welcome back to the podcast. I'm here with Sonic Rat, and we're watching runners do Final Fantasy Randomizer. All right. Groggy Dog checking all these one-off locations, getting solid gear, got 3 ribbons, got a dragon armor, opted out of the black shirt, but that's fine. He's going to get an opal bracelet and Topher. And go to Dwarf Cave. As Danny, making her way back to sea, gonna get her Kraken fight going at Chaos Ubaluk. Oh, and Confused Strat's ineffective. Big swing from Zilla, 4 hits, 271. Aaron smash and carry with a hammer. Carry fast up. And here comes a swing with the Vorpal, 3 hits, 145. Hammer bonk missed. Carrie's trying.
Groggy is in the territory to pick up the cube. And here we go.
I wonder if we're going to get some high moms out of Groggy.
That's a good question. And there's the cube.
All right.
We have
And
steak.
Steak and wings. My favorite meals. It's a weird protein combination, but it'll work. So, Danny's not fooling around this time. She's throwing out Invis 2s. Kraken. What if I told you Kraken had stun touch?
I mean, what if I told you Kraken just got broken into pieces?
But
Also,
what if-
Wyverns had crack.
It's you hate to see it. Like you really want to get the streets cleaned, and Wyverns coming out with the crack. It's just unfortunate.
It is. But
It
Groggy.
it would be more fitting if we were in Melmond downtown. So
That's not crack. That's just salt from the ocean water on the beach.
Those aren't little vials. That's the bottle. So Groggy Dog is not going to open another box. Probably the rest of this seed. I hope he opens the one in Topher to the top middle. Get that opal bracelet. As everyone's levels are looking pretty good. I wonder why.
Yeah.
We've been at this for 2.5 hours. You should have some levels.
Hey, there's one of our favorite enemies. It's a mummy. It's just gonna reset right out of that. He's like, nope, I'm done.
Oh my god. It's exciting to know that I've been a part of a seed that a lot of runners are going to remember for a long time. And Canuck, we appreciate you doing the tracking, man. This ship's basically driving itself at this point. If you want to get out of here and go to bed, I feel you.
I mean, I've enjoyed being a part of this because this is great. Oh, hey, guards had Scorch.
That's fine. That's fine. Alright, we got Soria's on the blue detail. Groggy's just standing on that gas pedal. He ain't looking back. Danny's on his heels. We're going to have a foot race through Sky Castle here with Danny and Groggy.
We definitely are. Also, Caleb, I was thinking about something just now, and, I think this seed is on par with another one that we had that was absolutely horrendous. And do you know which one I might be talking about?
Is it the Nuclear Winter?
It is the Nuclear Winter.
This is I still think this is it's apples and oranges, because the Nuclear Winter, what Sonny Wrath is referring to, was a weekly race from about 2-3 months ago. We were running the flags from the Onrak Summer Vacation Chaos Week, where it was full entrance and floor shuffle, and we only had one town available, that being Canaria, and it was fine. It just didn't have any save items, so you had to walk all the way from Canaria to Elfland, going around the left side of the continent in order to find your progression, which was behind wizards that had nuclear and blizzard, and there wasn't much else you could do. You had to be funneled into that, and I played that seed for about half hour, 45 minutes, and said, nope, I'm not doing this, not today, Satan, and I forfeited out. Veterans kept going at it. It still took on average about 3+ hours for veteran grade A runners to get through it, and this is challenging. I think the deception that this is not a full entrance floor shuffle and it's still this difficult, and it's also linked to being a quote unquote duckling seed. So I think that's the real kick in the hind there, is that it's supposedly a duckling seed, and this is anything but. This is challenge seed level.
We do have our second Warmech pulled with a little bit of fast, a little bit of temper, and some nukes coming out now, and Warmech does go down for Groggy.
Groggy's going to get some levels, going to take care of Tia 1. Tia 1 wasn't too bad, as Chaos Subalu is Still opening boxes. She still has to go back to... And we get a second place finisher off stream. Jazz Raptor finishes with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 25 minutes flat. GG's Jazz Raptor. That should net them 12 points, I think.
Yes, it would be 12.
And so that puts Jazz Raptor... Looking at the sheet.
And Groggy has made it through Tiamat 1. And now he is on his way.
So that puts Jazz Raptor about, I think, 31 points for Jazz Raptor. So strong showing through the Duck Derby. I think Jazz Raptor missed one of the races as well, so... In his haste to get to Topher, Groggy's just slamming his ship all over the place.
All right. Groggy is headed in, not checking any of the boxes, going left side, going to fight Carry 1.
Mm-hmm. Left side. So this is what I want to talk to you about when Burt Reynolds hit Topher. What side do you go typically in these short Tophers? Are you left side, you right side guy? What do you do?
I am left side. I will start off checking the first boss on the left side. If I wipe to it, I'll check the boss on the right side.
Yeah. Same.
I am definitely team left in this case. Oh, Carry 2 has Tornado.
Fire 3 is not going to be too scary. We've got plenty of ribbons. And I think, is Luke still swinging a flame sword? Might be time to make an adjustment there. I mean, I get that aesthetically it feels right.
Don't know if Groggy actually picked up Mosmian.
He definitely did the Lefane check. So, rolling into Tia. Gonna fast, gonna get some evasion going out. Some fades, some nukes, flame sword, kicking 7 hits, 7 damage, off stream, life reboot in third place with official SRL time of 2 hours, 28 minutes, 39 seconds. Big shout out to Speed Gaming 4 with the raid. Welcome to the end of a very long seed. Our runners are putting in some work. Welcome to Final Fantasy Randomizer. It's not always this. But today it is. And Groggy takes a wipe here, or resets out of Topher and goes right side.
All right, Kraken 2. What is Kraken 2 going to be packing?
Big
Fast
fade.
as the first spell.
Big fade rolls out. 306 damage from fade. That's a really good spell. And Danny's coming into Topher. Invis 2's coming out. Fire. Kraken's got fire 3.
8 hits for 85. That's a crit. Quake going out and not doing much of anything.
That's a 3 and 256 chance to hit.
And hey, sometimes it's just hit it and pray. Nuclear! Everybody does survive nuclear. Nuke comes out 181. Fade not doing too much damage. 7 hits for 24 damage.
Carrie pulls out the damage poison and refuses to go down in the first round for Danny.
A nuke coming out 195.
Tornado.
Swing not dealing much.
Tornado comes out from Carrie, so Burt Reynolds not seeing any of that. And Danny is through Carrie.
7 hits for 265 on Groggy's Knight, Luke. Swing coming in, and there's a second nuclear. And that is going to force a reset.
All right, Danny's got a chance. She's healing up. And he's going back to Kraken side. Interesting. Not a big punch from Kraken there. 4 hits, 204 it looked like.
Yep.
Still swinging that flame sword.
Gonna power it up.
All right, Danny, what are we gonna do? We're gonna do some white shirts. We're gonna do some fast. Oh, did we just fast the white mage?
4 hits for 188. Fade coming out, 104 damage. The fight command is about to be used with the knight. Another nuke coming out on Kraken, 230 damage. 3 hits on the knight for 117. 8 hits for 315 damage.
I think Danny. Yeah, so Danny fasted the white wizard and just is slamming the gas, nuking and swinging while building evasion. Ice 3 and Groggy Dog going back left side, or no, getting through Kraken onto Lich. Cake.
First cake cast fell into crack.
Go 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 go!
Victory lap for Groggy. Hi, Mom.
Gotta get a shout outs to Mom. All right, Danny going with the heal pots, not the heal 3, and Groggy's into the Chaos and Friends fight.
Gonna start off with that nuke. Chaos throwing out Bane. Not gonna connect.
Danny, gotta go up. There you go. Nope, gotta go up. Don't go left.
Invis 2 coming out from Groggy.
Danny.
Swing on Garland, on one of the Garlands. Where's Chaos? Chaos was in the lawful neutral slot, as I like to refer to it. Fade coming out, 82 damage, fast going onto the white mage.
So we're thinking real hard, and we've got nukes coming out. We got white shirts coming out for Danny.
Fast used onto the knight for Groggy, 97 damage from that fade, 8 hits for 24.
Chaos has Cure 4!
4!
Nukes coming out from Danny, rolling through, melting the garlands. We got
8 hits for 136 from Groggy. Temper coming out. Lit 2 being used. This is a race to the finish between Danny and Groggy.
And fast coming out.
All right. 8 hits, 474. Nuke coming out, 122. This is so close right now. But 8 hits, 661. Groggy will take it. Groggy finishes in 4th place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 33 minutes, 7 seconds. Danny finishing just behind in 5th place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 33 minutes, and 18 seconds.
Big GG's. And then right afterward, Dark Moon off stream finishes in 2 hours, 33 minutes, and 26 seconds. Whoo! All of our runners in SRL talking about they need a minute. So we're going to get them, we're going to try to get them in here.
Just holy cow.
Whew. Whew, yeah.
I don't have words.
All right, I think we're about to be joined by Groggy Dog. I think he's just taking a minute.
And we are joined by Groggy Dog. GG's, my friend.
You're muted, bud. I'm going to sit down now.
There we go. Oh, hello. I'm exhausted.
Yeah. I think that's a good thing to say after this scene. We are also joined by Danny. GG's, Danny.
Thanks.
So, congratulations, Groggy Dog. Duckling Supreme. How are you doing? That good, huh? I think Grog is collecting himself.
Yeah.
Danny, I know you don't like to be restreamed, but you did the thing, and I don't think you have anything to be ashamed of. This was a hell of a seed, and you persevered. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not sure I have words for that seed, to be real honest with you. At least none that I can say in front of people right now. It was something, that's for sure.
Hey, Danny,
Yeah.
did you know arachnids had blaze?
Yeah. There was a lot.
Did you?
Yeah, Danny's adventures in Earth Cave or something.
But Danny, did you see the tigers with thunder?
I saw so much crap from everything. I don't remember if I saw thunder from them or not. I think that might have been the one thing I didn't see.
But
Or did I? I don't know. Y'all tell me.
But Danny, how did you? So legitimate question here.
Uh-huh.
You and Burt Reynolds were the only on-stream runners to do the key lock location checks as soon as getting out of Ice Cave. With the short Topher, how likely were you? Because it was something that came up, I brought it up. The key wasn't necessarily required with the flags. How likely, like if you had wiped after picking up that key, would you have left ice altogether?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not real sure, but I had that key. And everywhere I went was kicking my butt. So I was like, key lock safe, or, safe. Let me go check all those chests before I go die somewhere else.
That is fair.
And it thankfully worked out.
So
I was saying a lot of please let this be the cube when I got that key, and then I may have yelled a lot of things on my stream when it wasn't the cube. And then I did a slight happy dance when I found the cube in Dwarf Cave.
Hooray,
I might have been
definitely.
a little excited about it.
Hooray definitely panned out.
Yes.
Groggy, can you hear us now? Can we hear you? Still working on some tech issues to get Groggy heard in chat. I'm going to checked off as done. Sometimes that has a problem. I'm going to try doing a thing real.
He said in the chat that he's having some mic issues.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes the tracker, because it gates audio. So
Check.
There we go.
I clicked the mute button on and off again.
Hey, it works.
Whatever works. Yeah, that was awful, and I'm glad to be done.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Speed Gaming, with the big raid of 120. You're coming in at the end of a slog for the final race for Duck Derby. We're just chatting with our new Duckling Supreme, Groggy Dog, and Danny383.
So, chat did bring up something that I wanted to ask you about, Danny.
Oh, I'm sure I did a lot of dumb things and you guys would like to ask me about.
Oh, no, this was not a dumb thing. This was something
Okay.
that when you did it, I almost freaked out on.
Okay.
So, you get the canoe.
Uh-huh.
You're running out of Earth Cape. Solo Black Mage.
Uh-huh.
Level of fear.
Yeah, walk us through your mindset there.
Every time I ran into an encounter, I would just say, please don't die, please don't die, please don't die, please don't die.
It got real close a couple times.
It got real close a couple of times. Like I said, Zap, spell Zap. He's usually my red mage, but I think he might be my black mage from now on.
Your turn order on all of your encounters going through that with the solo Black Mage was just absolutely ridiculous. The amount of first strikes you had was just
From
absolutely
the back slot,
ridiculous.
too.
From the back slot. And just how ecstatic were you when you did make it out of that Earth dive?
I did a lot of yelling and happy dancing, and it's a very good thing I don't play with a webcam.
Danny and Groggy Dog, I want to take you back in time to 2.5 hours ago. You're booting up the seed. You know these flags have 2 forced party members. There were a lot of jokes in chat about what the 2 forced could be and how we would react to them. And we find double white mage. What went through your mind?
It was bad. It was so bad. Everybody knows I never ever take a white mage. I don't like white mages. I never take them unless I'm forced to. The last time I took a white mage for any reason was a duckling seed a couple months ago when I was forced to. I saw 2 white mages and I cringed. It was bad. It was so bad.
And Groggy?
Yeah, I don't mind white mages as much, but as soon as I realized that we weren't going to get Fade at a low level, I decided that was going to be my first streamed 3-man attempt, and it showed.
So Chaos is still kind of looking around, looking in random off rooms, seeing if there's a box that she missed maybe. Needs to go to the dwarf cave to open up that dwarven armory and find that cube. Sonny Wrath, I think you got a question.
By request, this is directed at you, Danny. Why did you take a step outside of Earth Cave before you actually used the cabin or house or tent?
I didn't mean to. I was overly excited and misstepped. And I thought to myself, I'm like, I'm so gonna get yelled at some point for some of the dumb things I did, and that was one of them. But yeah, I'm reading chat. I apologize. See, y'all don't have to yell at me. I know I did a dumb.
But don't worry, Danny.
I was real lucky that dumb didn't kick me in the butt after that, because I think getting that canoe out with my one was that I think that was what my 4th earth dive, getting that out of there, 3rd or 4th.
So
it was bad.
Duckling Derby has sort of like a subverted Mario Kart theme to it. And it seems like Burt Reynolds, the first one through the ice cave, left a banana peel in there for Groggy Dog. Groggy, how'd that feel?
I mean, that was just one of the many moments that made me curse loudly, right? I mean, I felt sort of lucky that, hey, at least, this gives me one more pass on this sweet eye grind tile.
True story.
Yeah, I think that was just exhaustion kicking in. There was one point, I think it might have been right after Ice Cave, where I just got up and, took a quick bathroom break and stretched, because I was such a negative headspace. I was like, I have to get out real quick, take a break.
We did notice the long pause on the continue screen and wondering whether or not it was a legitimate existential question whether or not you were going to continue.
No, I mean, that was sort of the nice thing, right? I knew that I pretty much just had to not forfeit in this one. I mean, I didn't want to get too metagamey with it, but I knew that I just had to finish top 6 to keep my first overall for the Derby. And I think probably around the time that I got to Ordeals, and Ordeals was worse than anything I had seen up to that point, somehow. Mm-hmm. I was like, 6 people may not finish this.
And Chaos, 2 checks away. She's going to open these 3 boxes here in Northwest and head up to Dwarf Cave and get her cube. So Chaos putting in work. She's going to get it done. This has been I'm really excited for you guys to go back and watch the VOD, because there's definitely an air of just disbelief from Sonny Wrath and I, where
yeah,
we were just joking around, it can't get much worse than this. Oh, it can get much worse than this.
It got a lot worse than what we were expecting.
Yeah, because at one point I said, we haven't even seen mummies yet. What if mummies have something? Mummies have blaze.
and then we were talking about dungeons that would be safe, and Volcano came into question, and then I was like, nah, there's gonna be a mummy trap tile in yeah, there was a mummy trap tile in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chaos found it.
I was in complete goodbye. Other than having to do Earth to get canoe, I was in go mode, and I just ran straight through every dungeon, so I didn't see anything on Volcano. And Groggy mentioning that Ordeals was bad. I didn't see. I think Ordeals was the only place I didn't see anything.
Oh god, I wiped to the Frostwolf spike tile 5 times.
Oh, I got lucky and I like ran. But yeah, those were nasty.
Also, the very first time I hit that tile, I took care of it just fine. I was like, oh, that seems like a decent grind tile. And so I went back a few times, and then it killed me, and then it killed me like 5 straight times.
Yeah, you kept getting lit too by them, and just all sorts of nastiness happening.
And who knew the Chimeras had the old razzle dazzle? Chaos working her way through Mirage, gonna get to her required war mech. We didn't see have anything nasty, so I probably just jinxed Chaos's run here. Man.
Just curious, did anybody else wipe the Kraken one? Because he hit like a truck.
That was unique to you, Danny.
Oh, lovely.
But we are back in Melmond downtown for some reason.
I didn't know anything about that. I'm not on the track page.
I for sure was extremely surprised by how high absorb both Kraken and Tiamat had. It felt like my 25 fighter with a mass immune was just hitting it with paper.
Mm-hmm.
I'm testing a theory.
The FSS is in chat. I didn't wipe to Kraken 1. I did wipe to Kraken 2
Mm-hmm.
in Topher. But I managed to one-shot Seashrine.
Groggy, quick question.
What?
Explain to me your feelings about the Flame Sword versus the Mazamune.
Wait. Please don't tell me that I finished the game with the Flame Sword equipped.
You finished the game with the flame sword equipped.
I wasn't going to tell him. Because he asked me nicely.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that once where I was like, man, this Masamune isn't hitting as hard as I thought it would. And I switched it, and then I must have wiped and forgotten to do that again. Oh, that's...
Yeah, because it came down to, I think Crabcakes called it in chat, where you guys, it was basically Danny's menuing versus you using the wrong sword versus Chaos, and what would pay out faster. And you did hit the Chaos fight a little bit before Danny did. Probably about like a full round and a half before Danny pulled the fight, but...
What, you mean my fasted white mage wasn't going to take him out?
I think I fasted a white mage too.
You try to go left around to catch like Garland on the back end. This Chaos room had to remind you, like, no, Danny, you gotta go up. You can't go left.
Yep.
I'm just gonna chalk that up to like fatigue overall. I run so many. I've averaged like 1 seed a day for the last 3 weeks.
That's really good. That's gonna pay off for the spring tournament for you too, man.
I hope so. I mean, like, I'm pleased as punch that I managed to somehow hold off.
Our final war mech. Are we gonna see something nasty? We're getting white shirts, Zap coming out, no zaps through ribbons, power bonking Zilla, fasting Zilla, white shirts come out. Free round from Warmech with the zap, which is nice. Didn't have to be, but it was. And we're getting double white warrior, white shirt and Viz 2 coming out. So we're halfway to evasion cap now. Getting a good turn order. Big swing from Zilla. 10 hits, almost 1,000 damage. Short circuits, Warmech. Lightning 3 comes out. Lightning 2 comes out. Warmech's just zapping everybody. And explodes into a pile of disappointment as Chaos moves on to Tia 1. What's this going to be? So we got a power bonk, we're going to fast, we're going to white shirt. So respecting Tia 1 a little bit, 4 hit 65 damage, that might inform our decision to respect Tia and to no longer respecting her. And we're just going full fight. Even White Mage is swinging. Vorpal comes in, 2 hits 57 damage. It's changing the game. 1 damage comes out. Hold. Not gonna work. We got 3 ribbons.
And then 9 hits for 1104. With
That'll
that,
get it done.
Tia goes down.
That will get it done. So, Chaos Subalu is going to make her final preparations and head into Topher. Groggy, did you check the chest at Short Topher? I can't remember.
I didn't.
What if I mean, it didn't really matter at that point, but what if I told you that in the centermost chest in the Short Topher was and opal bracelet.
That wasn't really an issue at that point.
It's still pretty nice fun. I like opal bracelet.
It's great. It's great. It wouldn't have changed much, I think, but
It might have kept the fourth party member alive a little bit longer.
well, my fourth party member was stoned since what? Not like that.
The glance hydras outside Onrak.
Yeah, no. I think the last time it was on my way to Ordeals, my second white mage got petrified, and I just didn't bother for the rest of the game.
Chaos through carry 2, not even stopping to heal up before Tia 2. Chaos just wants to put this seed behind her and be done with it, and I don't blame her.
But 5 hits for 46 damage with the Mazza swing is not going to do it as quickly as she might want.
But we know Tia 2 isn't all that scary. Once you damage break her with some fast, some lock 2s, some tempers, Tia wasn't all too scary beyond that. And there comes the lock 2, and we're going to keep white shirting. Another swing from the Masa. 6 hits, 217. We're starting to put in a little bit of work. White shirt's coming in.
More white shirt uses coming in.
Might as well. Tia's not showing us anything but her fists, so let's get it done. We're going to temper, and we're going to wait.
3 hits, 217. That's it. Tia 2's gone.
All right. Will she respect the alt final boss?
Would you like to call this alt final boss, Caleb?
Sure. And we'll get Chaos in here. We'll get her thoughts if she's up for an interview, and then we'll let you go to bed. So we're going to rearrange our parties. We're back on the Ductor. We're back at Medusa Beach to close it out. She gets the information that is Garland and his entourage, it's Chaos and his entourage of Garland. We're going to Zeus Gauntlet, we're going to Power Bonk, we're going to White Shirt, and we're going to Fast the Night. So Zeus Gauntlet actually managed to take one out. That's pretty awesome. So the Zeus Gauntlet also gives us the information of which Garland is actually Chaos, but Nuke's going to come through and make that for sure. And it looks like it's a lawful good Chaos as Bane comes out. And we're going to keep powering up that night. Big swing there. 5 hits, 398. Chaos is already missing. And then we got Fast. And what are we going to do now? We're going to keep throwing some tempers, and we're going to swing, and we're going to white. Big swing here, 6 to get it done, Chaos. 10 hits, 695. I'm pretty sure Chaos rolled fewer than 1,000 HP. GG's to Chaos, finishing in 7th place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 53 minutes, 28 seconds. GG's Chaos. Wow. Let's see if we can... Nope. Chaos, assuming that we've been kicked off as speed gaming, we are still going hard. We're hanging out. And we're gonna get her thoughts and let her probably turns and with this.
And as you may have noticed, after having her finish, we're back in Melbourne downtown. How did that happen?
As we're making our way downtown.
Walking fast.
Faces fast.
And we're homebound.
Well, I mean, we are. We're there.
Yep.
So, big shout outs to Darren Dries, who's still out there running this seed. He hasn't given. He's going to finish this out. So, Darren Dries, we're going to try to get Chaos in here. She should be getting the invite.
Caleb, this was a gem of a seed.
It was. I mean, I don't know if they're going to let me... Oh, Darren Dries has called it quits. Said... Oh no,
No,
he
he-
didn't forfeit. He finished. GG's to Deirdre's right behind Chaos. 2 hours, 55
Awesome.
minutes, 51 seconds. GG's Deirdre's. You earned it, bud. This was I was making jokes about Sledge forfeiting out at about an hour and probably making the smart decision, but there's something to be said about the perseverance of all the other ducklings running. Yeah, they stuck it out. They got it done, and my hat goes off to them because I probably would have been in that same boat with Sledge and just quitting out.
I've somewhat recently, when doing tracker different things, rolled a few seeds that I've been informed were pretty bad. If I didn't believe in karma before today, I might now. Because at one point during that run, I was thinking, this is payback for all the crap I've put people through recently.
And I'm hoping I'm developing a reputation. Chaos Ubalu. GG's. How you feeling?
So, I have some complaints about that seed.
We'll get you a grievance form. You got to go back to Bahamut and HR. We'll get you some grievance paperwork.
I'm not surprised that I did poorly because I should have taken a thief instead of a fighter.
Oh. Why do you say that? I'm curious.
Well, I would have been... This seed, I would have been resetting an absolute ridiculous amount no matter what. But Thief would have allowed me to run away more with my no Black Mage 3-man strats. And that would have made the hell on earth a little bit more tolerable.
Hell on Earth. I love it. We got a name for this seed, Sonny Wrath.
We do.
We had Nuclear Winter, but now we've got Hell on Earth.
I think mine was maybe hell on and in Earth.
Oh yeah, no, there was hell in Earth as well.
Oh yeah, there was.
I mean, this seed tested everything you had. Your patience. It tested how well you could figure out the encounter table. It even tested your luck.
Yeah. So I know there's been loose talk about ducklings not being still being ducklings if they don't finish in the top 4 of the Derby. I think, my opinion, if you finish this seed, you are no longer a duckling. This seed threw everything at you. Double white mage, party comp strats, nightmare scripts. It was something to behold.
I'll need to double check math, but I'm pretty sure I'm narrowly still in 4th place.
Let's take a quick look here at the points now that see if our Duckling Derby boss Gregory Puff has kept them up.
Because I did the math and I had to be I couldn't lose too badly to dark to dark in order to get at 4th place overall.
So it looks like the official standings are in, and in first place is Groggy Dog, 51 points. Second place is Burt Reynolds with 48. And third place is Chaos Ubalu, 35.
Oh, really?
Danny in 4th place with 34 points.
So 1 point off.
Jazz Raptor, 31 points in 5th place. Dark Moon, 6th place with 29 points. 7th place is Life Reboot with 27 points. Sledge, even with his forfeit, 8th place, 12 points. Oh, wait, no, that can't be right.
So, I knew that I knew I needed to finish to stay in top 4. Otherwise, I would have forfeited.
So, Chaos, walk me through the ice play where you find the key. You know key isn't necessarily required to short Topher. If you had wiped following getting that key, would you have reset out that key?
Well, apparently I needed the key anyway. But as soon as I saw the key, I was going, oh crap. No, I need to find one more loose item.
True.
So I promptly started checking for them.
Mm-hmm. So, Danny, Groggy Dog, Chaos Ubaloo, the next major event coming up is Spring Tournament 2020. How are you all? Are you feeling prepared for the competition that will be Spring Tournament 2020?
I'm feeling less prepared now than I was 3 hours ago.
Oh no! It backfired. You should feel empowered by this. You've overcame this seed. This seed is going to be nastier than anything you're going to see in this spring tournament for sure.
Well, if I don't do the spring tournament, then it'll be on calm probably anyway.
What if I said you could do both?
I started to say something similar, be like, do I have to do it? Can I not just track it all instead?
No.
I mean,
I know, right?
I think there are going to be some people that are anticipating you all entering the spring tournament. I'm not going to say I'm one of them.
If I don't join it, I know a few people who are going to yell at me, so I probably will anyway.
Oh, by the way, Kyle, since I've done this to everybody else, did you know that arachnids had blaze?
Not just arachnids. I also knew
Arachnids,
that mummies had
mummies.
blaze. There was something in Marsh that had something awful. I don't even remember what it was now, but it killed me a whole lot.
Yeah, I don't remember either, but I know
The
I walked
Sagans
through it.
had lightning too.
So did the Frost Wolves.
I didn't see that, or
Did
if
you?
I did, I didn't care.
Did you see the blizzard on the Giants?
Yep, yeah, I saw that.
The thunder on the Tigers.
Thundercats!
The death touch on the Scorpions.
I did see that.
Yeah, the early game was not the faint of.
Yeah, those arachnoids with blaze. Not only did they make the first 3 or 4 trips through Earth, one of the things that made it fun getting that canoe.
Yeah,
I was like a few steps right outside of Lich going back down, and everyone just died except for there was one left. Only person that lived was my white mage, and I'm like, oh, come on. And I thought it was gonna blaze my white mage to death too, and then it ran away.
I actually step rutted out Earth, so I didn't fight any arachnids.
Yeah, we were watching.
That's the only way I could get through it.
That's another tried and true indicator that your duckling status is probably hereby revoked. When you're doing step and counter manipulation, that's veteran level strats.
Usually I don't, but this scene was so awful that I felt like I had to.
It forced me to do things. I love it. So we're gonna go around the horn here. We're gonna get final thoughts. Thank you, Speed Gaming, for letting us broadcast here and just hang out. So I guess we'll go in reverse finish order. Chaos, why don't you give us your final thoughts here?
Never give your canoe to a vampire cosplayer.
Solid advice. Danny, final thoughts?
I'm not sure my brain functions well enough right now to compose a final thought. I'm glad that's over. This did nothing to change my opinions of white mages. It may have only solidified it. And yeah, yay, fun times.
I believe you.
For anyone who's who may be worried about ever getting a seed like this, I'm going to quote Fizzle and say, FFR, it's not always like this.
Yeah, I think I went slow because of my party comp, but I definitely do not regret danning one of those white mages.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Groggy, our new Duckling Supreme. Any final thoughts from you, my friend?
Yeah, Greg brought this up in chat earlier, but I just there are a lot of people watching, and to everyone who is interested in getting this or getting into other randomizers. 4 or 5 months ago, we did another Duckling Derby, and I was really excited for it. And I had a really cool panic attack the first night and placed dead last, and was the only one of 10 people who wasn't promoted out of duck status. and I worked hard, and I got here, and it still feels a little ridiculous that I managed to do this, but if you're interested in this kind of thing, stick with it. The community is great. There's a lot of resources there for you. It's so much fun, but don't be afraid to lose and fail a little bit, because take some time, you'll get there.
Hell yeah. Sonny Rath, my partner for the night. How you feeling, ma'am?
I am feeling words because I can't form a coherent thought right now. I mean, I am exhausted even after watching this. I didn't play it, but holy cow. This is one of those seeds that, you know, it tested everybody. And it was a really, really good watch. I'm glad I didn't run it, though. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think this. I said it once. I'll say it again. The perseverance of our runners through this seed is commendable, and I'm proud of you guys. This is you guys have come a long way. I remember watching Grog. He would come hang out when I was streaming early on. You know, then joining the community, kind of watching your trajectory. Danny coming out from behind the curtain to race in the co-op tournament, and now racing independently of your Spells App partner, and Chaos Subaru just kind of coming out of nowhere and just showing these folks that, you know, anybody can pick these sticks up and get running. And I think anyone in the spring tournament, should they draw you in the Swiss rounds, it's no easy win. You know,
Did I come out of nowhere? I've been here for like 6 months.
well, in my mind, with regard to this doctor, but
Fair.
this, like I said, this is it's been a fun ride the past 2 weekends. Watching last week and doing both races, I think I might have lost my my card to roll seeds for people, but you know, this has been a blast. Hangry Canuck, I know you're in bed, but thanks for tracking with us. Sonny Rath, thank you for doing comms with me, bud. Speed Gaming, thank you for broadcasting us and all the raids, bringing the new folks in, everybody out there watching. This has just been a delight. Like, I'm elevated. I didn't even run. So, Sonny Rath, I'm gonna let you take us home, man.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate the shout-outs. Hangry Canuck for being our tracker tonight. Speed Gaming and the family of Speed Gaming or the Speed Gaming Family Network. I mean, without them, we wouldn't have been able to bring this to you guys. So huge shout outs to them for allowing us to use the channels for having these just absolutely insane races on. You can catch our weeklies on Tuesday here on the Speed Gaming Networks, as well as Thursday on the Randomania family of channels. And you will even see spring tournament matches here on the Speed Gaming Network. Definitely be sure to join the Discord and give the randomizer a shot. Not every seed is going to be like this, but there are a few seeds that will be like this and absolutely test you. So it's great to see what you can really do with this game, especially if you're wanting to test yourself.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself.
But on behalf of my co-commentator, Caleb, our 4 runners, Groggy Dog, Burt Reynolds, Cal Subalu, Danny3883, the rest of our runners off stream, I'm Sonny Rath 11. Thank you all for watching. Oh, I forgot the Hangry Canuck as well, even though he has gone to bed. Shoutouts to you, my friend, for the tracking. You all have a great evening. We will see you next time with some more Final Fantasy Randomizer action, and it'll be Tuesday for the weekly. Be sure to tune in for it. Until then, take it easy. Have a good night.